I just feel like as a movie, it's an excellent 7 out of 10 movie.
7 out of 10. Ayo, that was my head. I didn't hear that one.
7 out of 10, you're giving it.
Okay, what's better than that?
Oh shit, man, you peaked.
Sorry.
Turn it down. Welcome to episode 32 of the Outtake show. You got myself, Yard Man Jeans in the building, also the most. We've got the skinny jean bandit in the building, tight jeans.
No, I'm believing that. That's coming off the thing, bro. Anything else but that? Why did I let it slide for so long? I don't understand. That's my fuck up.
Sorry guys. There's a lot of skinny jean jokes before we started.
Wait, one too many, man.
I lied, there was a lot. We need
15 too many, bro. Fucking hell,
We
man.
were shooting them for too long, man.
It looks good, bro. They're stretched, bro. I can squat.
That's what you guys think in the comments.
They did. They think it's bad.
Oh, they did, didn't it? That is crazy, because they liked you.
Yeah, and then there was somebody, yeah. Oh, nah, it's yeah, I don't know.
But welcome to that, man.
Everyone's gene conscious now. I'm bare conscious
you
now.
especially, bro.
Trust.
Fuck off, jeans, bro.
Trust.
Necklace.
I'm bare conscious now.
Like kicking records and all sorts, bro. You can make a record player.
Trust.
Go find the neck, man.
If you can't hear it yet, we do have Mac in the building as well. He's back once again. Turn of the Mac. He's in the building. And of course, we've got the silent assassin, Mazza Billy in the building.
Just a quick pop in, pop out.
Yeah, at some point, Maz's going to disappear and we're just going to continue.
And we're back.
and we're back. But welcome to episode 32 of the Outtake show.
Yeah, man.
The show where we give our takes within the movie and TV world. This episode is dedicated to Dune. Dune part 1 and part 2. So if you haven't seen either, I'll recommend you guys to watch it before continuing watching this.
Get some help. Oh, no.
No, stop watching now.
Why are you crying? This is like you're crying. Stop it. Now we'll do spoiler free first, then we do spoilers, right?
Nah, we're gonna.
I feel like
let's get it. No.
Fuck everybody.
We'll rip off the band-aid.
So
we'll go fuck yourself then.
So we've all seen Dune, and of course we've seen Dune part 2. But before we get into the mix of Dune part 2, we are going to discuss Dune part 1. First, for a brief minute, what are you guys' thoughts on that film? So I don't know how to give a summary of that film. Matt, how would you explain in few
Don't
words?
ask Mac, he will speak for 20 minutes.
Words, how would you explain the concept
Make
of
it
Dune?
quick.
Make it
for the
go
audience
make
out
it-
there.
Make it choppy.
34 seconds.
Intergalactic spice wars.
And politics. Galactic politics. Right?
Intergalactic spice wars. Yeah.
It's like Star Wars were colonizers, and they were instead of oil, it was spice.
Yeah. Philosophical intergalactic
It's America when they went to the Middle East for the first time.
spice wars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
America in the Middle East.
In space. Yeah.
In space, there we go.
Middle space.
Yeah. Someone said that every movie can be described as this movie meets this movie equals this one kind of thing. So in this case, it'd be like Star Wars meets Game of Thrones, I guess. But with a sprinkle of like a American documentary story or some shit. But like this, it's a lot, and it's Star Wars for adults. That's how I describe it.
Fair enough. I think
Star Wars for adults is a good
Star Wars,
description.
Yeah, that's a good description.
Because Star Wars copied it, so.
Yeah.
Would you do spice?
Of
That's exactly.
It's in the air. You have no choice.
Back.
Yeah, you
It's
really
in the
don't.
air.
Yeah,
Come
really
on,
don't.
you're breathing it.
Yeah, I'm taking
Your food.
So you wouldn't.
He was eating the food in part 2.
No, it was in the food.
Was
It's
it?
everything.
Bro,
It's
did
in
you not
the
watch the film?
2 weeks ago.
Part 2.
What food did you have?
He was eating the food and said the spice is in the food.
Oh,
And then he had a vision. And then he had a vision, and he was like, "The spice is getting to me."
And he was like, "Oh, too spicy for you?"
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, spicy has that's funny.
Yeah.
Would you not drink that?
That midnight screening, he was asleep.
I was the one.
I was awake. You snoozed the whole time.
Yeah.
I was like here the whole time.
I took intermission. No, I saw you go.
I
I
was
was like,
in,
I'm like,
bro.
this guy's enjoying it.
I think I was getting tired halfway through because I reached a point where whenever I'm watching movies at home, if I reach a certain level of tiredness, I call it off. I reached that point halfway through and then something happened. Like, okay, I'm back in and I'm wide awake. Fucking
Yeah.
it slapped.
Yeah, nah, I was just tired.
Yeah, you were snoozing.
Yeah, give context.
But I didn't sleep the whole way through.
You slept?
A little bit.
When?
A little.
Careful.
Oh, I can't do that.
Just give context. We all went to go see Dune part 2 together.
I learned something about Maz.
So you learn. When you're watching the film.
Whilst I was watching this film, I don't understand about that.
What?
Jump scares.
No. She has no cinema etiquette.
What she do?
She's a talker.
Oh,
So
she's a
what?
talker. She talks to you
She's
for
a
the film.
For the record, any other time, I would have been with you.
You can't
But
do that, man.
What
No, I do that all the time.
Oh
I know,
no, you
it's a
can't
problem.
do
Oh, you
that.
got the time for real.
Ah,
You're
you
talking-
can't. That's the one
that's not
law.
No, but I don't do the. I go.
yeah,
No,
and
but still, you can't
like
do
you
that. You
It's
can't.
not about
That's
my
why you
attention.
can't do that.
One, I just divert my
Ah.
attention. Two, I can't hear for shit.
Oh,
I mean, IMAX, so you
man.
to speak loud anyway.
I expected better, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
man.
don't care.
Oh my goodness.
It's
You think I
fine.
care? Because I don't.
It's fine. I just
Sha-
wanted to say this to you
And
again.
she ain't gonna stop, you know.
You really what?
She gonna stop.
Oh my goodness.
You know this though. You were right next to me when we went to Saltburn.
Yeah, but it didn't bother me. It didn't bother me.
No, but-
I'll be real. It wasn't even a thing that I paid attention to go, oh, she does that. It was like, it just felt normal, innit?
Yeah. I don't know.
But
Some,
I guess it.
some movies.
But I guess if I'm watching Dune and you're talking to me, I'll be like,
Yeah.
No, because I just wanted. Because it was the bit where it was like, this feels a bit cultural appropriate.
oh,
No.
that's what
That
she
was
said.
bits
I
plural.
get it, but man.
And for the record, I didn't like the fact that every time that you start laughing and we start laughing.
Oh no, man. I can't go cinema. Oh man.
I ain't gonna ruin
Can't go
my
cinema.
experience though.
Yeah, you start laughing every single time that happened. I was like, fucking kill me, man.
No, I can't. I'm not one of those people that if you go to the cinema, you expect me to be. I'm not the person.
It's that kind of movie though.
You got man, Easter music. You got bed just doing no man.
Sorry,
Oh.
sorry.
I come as Mac,
Let's
man.
put it out. No.
One amateur, bruv.
Let's put it out.
Aladdin, you're enjoying this.
You
You're
started
enjoying
it,
it.
man.
You're enjoying my
Started
humiliation.
it, man.
You're enjoying my public
Humiliation.
Yeah,
Nah, it's
no,
like,
it's
man,
fine.
Judo cry out because he's a little coward, bruv.
Oh, God.
Yo,
Let-
he's
let-
burning, you know.
He's burning, he's
He's
burning.
burning.
Leave
He's
it up.
burning. It's not my fault. Your knees just sticking out for the whole world to see.
You know, I used to have a
Your little
you know.
raunchy knee.
I was about to say something.
Say it, Jess.
But
Say it, Jess.
your knee is like the Paul's fetus sister.
Oh, then just go.
Oh shit.
Paul's fetus sister in the world.
You know what? I'm not here to just back Aladdin, bro. Let's carry on with this show, man. Just give context. Before we was recording, I was not going to put it in. But there was a lot
We're not
of
gonna put it
sneaky jokes, and that's what we're still latching onto.
Why are you gonna get them involved? They don't need to be
Oh,
involved.
they were thinking, why the hell we keep
Let
laughing
them
at
laugh.
his jeans?
No, it's fine.
They need to understand they was making
No, they
jokes
don't, because then
beforehand.
they're gonna make jokes as well, and I'm tired of this shit, bro.
Don't let them ever discourage
Fuck you, you started it!
Wait,
No!
wait.
You
Be who you are.
I took a picture of SNC, I got so many skinny jeans on, it was crazy.
Hey, for real.
Like
Yo,
7 or 8.
different colours.
You see how like there was
Opposite
like
drawer,
a-
the skinny
there was
That's crazy.
You know
Your
how-
opposite drawer and it says 2012.
Fuck off.
Ouch.
It's Essex.
Party
It's
rock.
Essex.
Party rockers in the house tonight. Everybody just take a good.
You know how there was a skinny jeans exodus? They all went to
Oh my goodness.
Let's stop, man. Let's go.
Oh my
We're
god.
talking about Dune. Y'all talking about Dune.
Skinny jeans.
I don't know. This might go to you, Aladdin, because Aladdin here has made
Oh,
a
yeah,
list
yeah.
of the characters.
Okay, well, I didn't finish it, but we can work with it anyway.
We can work with it anyway. So what we've done here.
Ignore that. I don't know.
Okay, fair enough. So for Dune Part 1, we had like a list of characters, and we're just going to quickly go through who we think is the best character from Dune Part 1. Oh shit, we got the stats here, but I ain't lying. I'm gonna butcher
No, I
this.
didn't finish. I didn't finish it, but either way, he's the lead one, so that's fine.
I'm trying to get it back. I'm trying to go back.
So what's he's not working. So I've got a bunch of people to kind of give me their list of their
Oh,
15 favorite characters from best to least best. Everyone done it. Everyone done it.
Oh, except for one.
Do I still need to do this?
Everyone done it.
No,
Oh, no,
it's not.
you're gonna do it. It's gonna say to me
I
tomorrow.
made like 4 skinny jean jokes, like in the whole thing, and you were still on this.
I ain't lying. I think there was more. I think there was way
Alright, cool.
more.
There wasn't. There was really
I am
four.
curious to know.
No. There was four.
Who's your
But
best
number
character?
2, shut up. There was 4, but number 2 is repeated like 8 times.
Yeah.
Alright, who's your
Yeah,
best
because that
character?
one
though?
was
I am
funny,
curious to
but
know your
like-
best character.
We're gonna
as
get there.
someone
We're gonna
that's-
get there. We're gonna get there. Yeah. So, this was 15. One of the consistent things I saw was top 5 was give or take. Like we're talking, Vladimir. Top 5 for most of us. Duncan Idaho was quite high for most of us. You put him number 1. Can you explain yourself, please?
I did put him number 1. I really enjoyed him in the first film. I think his performances were good. Every time he came on screen, I kind of wanted him to be more involved in the story. It's kind of sad. Obviously, it's gonna be full of spoilers, but he did die.
No.
And I feel like we didn't get I feel like there was more potential for his character because he was a sick fighter, and you can tell he's a sick fighter. But we only got like 1 or 2 scenes of him doing these fight scenes, which to me wasn't the best. So I was really hoping Harry's story carry on. So every time I saw him in Scream, what I'm trying to say, every time I saw him in Scream, I
For
enjoyed
layman
it.
people, who played that character?
Jason
Momoa.
Jason Momoa.
Momoa.
you.
No bid.
And I feel like that's one of his best performances I've seen him do, even though he wasn't in that film that much.
Yeah.
Compared to
I like
his other performances, he stole the show for me.
I like his character as well. His character is very like war is like his Tuesday for me.
Yeah, and he's like a friendly, like mentor.
He made a funny joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He told Paul, "Oh, you getting bigger?" Like, am I? No.
He'd be my number 1 as well. Still.
Huh?
Yeah, he would have been.
He's your favourite
for the
number
first
1?
movie. Yeah.
Really?
I picked him as number 1. Yeah.
You're silly.
Yeah.
A lot of people put Duke Leto high. I didn't like him too tough. It's Oscar Isaac's character.
Yeah.
I wasn't really much of a
I
fan of
really
him.
enjoy these scenes.
I like
you know
his-
what? The speech we had with Paul when
In
When they were in the
mountains.
graveyard.
yeah, and he said the only thing I want you to be is my son. That was very touching.
Yeah.
And like you see that he was a really like, he's like a king, but he was like a humble king. Like
Yeah.
every time you saw him, he was doing something humble or like something like heroic. So like in terms when he lost the that machine that was getting destroyed,
Yeah.
instead of like essentially just trying to save the machine itself, he went to
He
save
said
people.
people, yeah.
So he was a man of the people. So
He's just a
essentially.
dad.
And I kind of liked him for that.
I didn't like much of him. I liked his death scene though. I think the way he performed his death
When
scenes
he-
was really
when he
fucking
got-
good.
when he got his
With
payback.
the tear, but he was paralyzed and
Yeah.
that was good.
And he bites on the smoke.
I don't
That,
know.
that was really good.
Do you know
And-
that's actually a thing from that was stolen from history? So the Nazis used to do that, where they would have like
Oh,
a
yeah,
bit of
yeah.
arsenic in their teeth,
Yeah.
and then they'd like.
I swear.
Yeah, it's a suicide. They had it in
Tenet. In
Tenet, yeah, they had it in
yeah,
Tenet.
the
Yeah,
first
yeah,
scene.
yeah.
The first scene in Tenet.
and they tried to
was,
do it and it didn't work too tough.
but that was
Um,
beneath his tooth.
No, it worked. Just brought it back.
Yeah.
No,
yeah, yeah,
it
yeah.
just no, it didn't kill him. It just made him have a deep coma.
Yeah.
No, because he started foaming at the mouth. What was it? What's that? What's
He
that?
lost all his teeth and
It wasn't what he thought it was, basically.
Hmm.
It was-
Um,
it was a chest.
I like Leo as well, but I feel like he just wasn't
Enough.
what I thought he'd physically.
Yeah,
Like,
because
the actor wasn't my match for Leo physically.
He wasn't- he-
How
he-
was described him as more like.
Yeah, I felt like he'd
Built
be like a
different.
like I thought someone more physically imposing, but the actor was good
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
Look, we all love Oscar Isaacs, right? Like,
Yeah,
Oscar,
of course, 100%.
like as a person, he's just amazing, right? But in terms of his character,
Oh, no.
he's felt like a. Huh? You don't like him?
I don't
See, I
know.
don't know him as a person. He's right. He's not lying.
I don't know.
Are you done?
No, still cook because don't let it get to you.
Today, I mean, we're here already, bro. Fucking hell.
Right.
My knees get sensitive. Every time he talks, I was like,
I mean, like one.
but I
joke.
like he really felt like a nothing character to me. Like when I didn't feel it when I mean, like, I don't know if this is more of a thing on Chalamet and Ferguson, but when they found out he died, the reaction was good. But if the relationship was stronger, I would have felt it. I didn't feel it.
That's true,
Like
it was
them
my
them
bad.
them being upset that he died because I just didn't feel the. You know what I'm
But
saying?
maybe it was just like it was just very quick.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I'm saying.
it was really quick because like even in comparison to the original, which we've both seen, you do get to have that build up a bit more of the.
Wait,
son
what?
and
You had a
dad.
more of a build up in the first movie that was 2 hours give or take and did the whole story. This movie is technically 5 hours if you put both together, and the build up was.
I wanted to like I was gonna say
The original.
if you
film.
compare
I don't know what I'm
the
saying.
first film to this, then even use 2 films together, it will shock you how much closer to the original Frank Herbert idea
Yeah.
of Dune the first movie was.
Yeah, it probably is.
Than
Wait, which one's
even
better?
used movie.
Yeah, just give context. First one is the David Lynch.
David Lynch.
Lynch
film.
And it was a
film,
lot worse.
1984.
And that movie was like that movie had a lot of dumb changes in it that people laugh at, and it's I still think it's a silly movie.
It's the most.
But in the bigger picture of it, I feel like it got the Dune vibe a bit more than even used Dune. Then even used Dune feels like what he thinks people would accept.
Oh, we're gonna get into it.
Yeah.
Let's finish the character list.
So yeah, another character that was very low in most people's lists, and I disagree because I kind of liked him. Dr. Wellington, Yu, Cheng Chang.
wow.
Oh,
Clip it. Chang Chen's character, the Doctor.
He's low
the-
because he's a snake.
No, but I like him though.
nothing
Being a
character.
snake.
Here's the thing, yeah. I understand him as a character. He did
Or
it.
being
to
a snake.
Let me land.
What, you want to be a pussy all?
Yes, let me land.
Oh shit.
He did it to save his wife, right? That's his
And
motivation.
he still died.
I know, yeah, cool. But
What the hell?
here's the thing, yeah. So his character, you know about this. he as a doctor, he's sworn to
Some
not
doctors.
harm. He
The
cannot
Hippocratic
harm
Oath.
anyone. Yeah, that whatever
Yeah.
it's called. So he can't do it. But when he did do what he did, he essentially started the story. He started the plot of the story, right?
Yeah.
He gave the ring to Timothy, and he gave Leto a way to. I mean, he didn't kill Baron, but
a
he
fighter.
turned into a balloon.
No, he didn't. I wouldn't say he started the story. I would say he saved their asses a bit because his way, the ring and Paul, he smuggled Paul out because they were all gonna die regardless.
No, he didn't smuggle.
Like they didn't need the doctor to get.
No, Paul escaped because that was part of the agreement.
No, but you need to understand that they didn't need the doctor to destroy the Atreides. They were gonna kill the Atreides.
Yeah, of course,
anyways.
yeah. No, but
The minute they go on Dune, it was over.
Yeah.
It was just a little bit.
No, they didn't because he's the one that lowered the shields.
We don't matter.
Yeah.
It's like, shields or no shields.
It was always going to be pre-planned.
Yeah.
No, but like without him, it would have been someone else.
I'm just saying, but
what he did
they
was
were
essential.
dead. No, it wasn't essential. I'm just saying that like it was
lowered
just
the shields.
intricate to get Paul and those guys out. So he, in a way,
He didn't get them out.
he's more to save Paul.
No,
that
but
was his
he
point.
didn't because Paul and Lady Jessica surviving was part of the agreement between the Bene Gesserit and Vladimir.
Yeah.
So they were always going to get out anyway. But the Doctor's role was to lower the shields and to basically capture and the Duke.
No, the Duke wanted to kill Paul and Jessica as well.
Huh?
He didn't want them to.
No,
get
the
out.
Duke. Leto.
Yeah.
Leto wants to kill his.
No, the other Duke.
The Baron.
The Baron wanted to.
No, but he made a commitment to not do it. He wanted to, but
You think he's gonna listen?
no, as in, not that kind. I think he made like some type of promise, right, that you can't break, right? So they're always gonna escape, but the character, the Doctor's character, and it was more of a thing of that it could have been anyone, but his role was to lower the shields, to make the Duke Leto vulnerable,
Yeah.
and without him, it would have been someone else. If not him, it would have been someone else.
True.
But he was integral to it. But at the same time, he's also integral to Paul making his return. And doing what he did to kind of like obviously the Dune in of itself is what created Paul as who he is, but I think the Doctor had a big part in this entire story, and without take him out, and this story is completely different. And I liked him. How he had a minor role, but I liked his performance.
So you like him based on that how he developed the story.
I like the character. Yeah, I like his purpose in the story, which is quite good.
I think it was a key.
Yeah. Let's talk about Javier Bandera for Stilgar. I like him a lot.
I like
You
him
like
more in the first
Stilgar,
one.
man.
He's
Bond
the
guy.
chosen one.
That one.
He's
Oh,
the
him.
chosen
You
one.
know what?
He's so humble.
I'm gonna reflect on the first one and the second one.
Yeah.
He's a lot more comedic in the second one than
Yeah,
the
I
first
love
one.
his comedic relief.
And I don't know if I like that, even though I liked him in the second one. I kind of liked.
I think it
the
was more of a
character he
dark
was in the
humor, you know. So when I was watching this movie, when I watched that part, it was very, very dark humor.
No, it was satire on, you know how like people become susceptible to charismatic religious leaders.
first one. Yeah.
Mm.
He is the example of someone who's susceptible to
Exactly,
charismatic religious
exactly,
leaders.
So they'll make any
Exactly.
justifications
Yeah.
for it to align with their narrative, right?
Yeah.
that's
So the
very
reason
good.
why I find it funny is so when he's making these jokes, like it's dark because like this prophecy that's been created, it's bullshit.
It's propaganda. It's
literally
propaganda.
propaganda. It's bullshit, but it shows how like as long as you know, like the Bene Gesserit are like some of the fucking they're witches, right? They've been around for centuries.
No, but at the
They-
same time, you can't call it bullshit. It's their religion. You have to respect it as their
No,
religion.
that's what I'm saying. But in terms of like, so it's almost like it's a great metaphor for like modern day religions. Cause
Yeah, it's
reason
religion.
why like religions that I'm getting a bit political, but the reason why religions today are so strong is because of their age. It's because they've been around for so long.
Yeah.
Wait, and you thought it's an old prophecy, you know?
Well, that's not, I'm not saying it isn't.
Oh.
But I'm saying because when we watch this movie, we're watching the prophecy happen in its prime.
Yeah.
So when we're looking at it, it's almost like like it's funny, but
I didn't think it was funny.
not funny as in like I'm talking funny in the sense of like we know more than what these people know about their own religion because we've seen the Bene Gesserit do their thing, and it's almost like today's religion is like not to say that they're bullshit or not bullshit. It doesn't really matter which is which, but it's because it's been around for so long. It's like no one can question it,
But also,
and that's what it's like for these lot.
But also, it's quite interesting to see how, again, when we're looking at people who are victims of oppressive states or systems, really relying on these theories and ideas as a form of escapism and hope. That is the thing.
That's not hope.
That is literally what it's about. It's about hope. And when we're seeing it from the first Dune story, it's the hope of survival.
Yeah.
And then it's the hope of power. What is the third one?
Okay, he's there.
Hello. She's doing marketing for me, but that's not out yet.
What's the next character? Yeah.
Well, they actually have already finished writing the script.
They haven't, but they're close to it, but not finished.
No, they said it's finished.
I saw something that said to complete.
I heard it's finished.
Script for what?
Part 3.
Let's go on.
I'll go through like maybe 1 or 2 more characters, and then we can move on to the next topics.
Sure.
Let's talk about. We talked about Vladimir already, right? Did we talk about Vladimir?
Yeah.
We talked about So what Lady Jessica? Let's talk about Lady Jessica.
I put her as number 2.
Yeah, I put
Quite high.
I think she's number. She's my number 2.
She sort of has to carry the 2 movies, isn't it?
Yeah,
she is the backbone of the first.
I mean, I might have a bias because I'm in love with Rebecca Ferguson, but that's besides the point.
I think
too.
that
She's a great
she
actor.
is the actual villain.
Hello.
I think that she's actually the villain.
Go on.
You got a point.
She is more of the villain than the Baron is.
You got a point. I wouldn't say that, but you got a point.
She's crafty.
You got a point, but I wouldn't say
But she's
that.
also like a victim of a prophecy, right?
Yeah,
She's part of the thing that existed before her, and she's just following her role.
Yeah.
And the blue milk, the worm piss, just kind of enhanced it, right?
Number
So,
2.
are you calling her a villain because she
The
chose
plot
love?
I'm not saying she's a villain in the first one because she chose love, but I'm saying she's a villain in the second one because she chose power.
How did she choose power?
I feel like her choice of power was for survival.
Yeah, so how did she choose power? She had no. It was that or death.
Which she kind of just. She did fully say that.
It was that or death. She had no choice.
But she did. She moving mad though. She was moving mad.
No, she didn't.
She was saying her whole plan out loud.
Yeah, but she
And
was.
then-
Yeah.
And then
That's after
She was
had
not
the-
moving mad.
No, she wasn't. She
She
had
was talking to her baby.
No, because they had to fall in line with the prophecy because the work is laid out that if
But
you don't.
when I mean she's moving mad, as in her tactics of doing it was quite.
Yeah, but because that was made up because
Aggressive.
in real life she's talking to a daughter in real life in the
But I haven't
books.
read the books, bro.
So, but in the movie, the daughter they didn't want to show you the door. But in the books, the door is actually a real child
Well, my
just
guy.
out there.
Oh, so she gave birth to the child
Oh,
in the books.
she's talking to you.
Oh shit.
I don't know. The thing is, yeah,
Sorry.
it's good. I think. Do you think the War of Life kind of is almost like a personality and affecting? What are you doing?
No, it's just basically the pure essence of the sandworm.
Yeah, so I'm saying, so like once they took it, so like the 2 people that took it, Paul and Lady Jessica, they became completely different people after drinking it.
yeah, they became possessed, bro.
So they obviously the way it did is
It awakens the other memory. So basically, if you're a woman, it awakens the maternal side, maternal history. So you can see your genetic. So basically, all the women in your genetic ancestry, you can see at the point before when they gave off the cells, you can see their memories. So any experience they went through, any hardship, any assault, anything, you have memories of it, of genetically. So that's why he could mention that guy's something about your mom. You know when he said that thing to and the guy, because in the book that's what he was doing.
This guy's a scam. This was no power at all. This is just water just doing its thing.
So in the books, that's how he was getting them to believe him because he was when Paul unlocked his genetic memories. Not only
He
could
was
not
connecting with
exactly.
them.
So not only was Paul seeing the maternal side, as the Quizzes Haderach, you can see the male side as well. So that's where the sisters can't look, the male side. So that's why he taunts them. I look where you dare not follow, because when they try and look in there, the male side possesses them because men are basically evil, because inherently we're vicious. So when you try to possess the male side, it takes over. Women genetics don't take over. They promote growth. It's some weird thing, but basically that's why you can't cross over to the. Some men die when they do it.
Yeah, because that was the thing though, when he was the only one out of men that had survived.
Yeah, because he's the Quizzes Haderach. They can look into the male side of things. So that's why he was seeing everything and tricking people because.
So wait, these characters aren't the same.
Let's finish with the characters because I feel like we're jumping straight into.
Cool.
Sorry, I kept asking questions. My bad.
Anyone else? I mean, not really many other. I want to talk about David Bautista. That was the last one. Let's talk about David Bautista.
Part 1, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess
He didn't do much.
Part 2, slightly part. He did more part 1 than he did in part 2.
Nah, I feel like they're more in part 2, you know.
Yes.
You got overshown in part.
No,
You, do reminds me of it. Sorry, you don't see Star Wars, right? You don't see in episode. Give a sec. Episode 7, 8, 9, right?
Mm-hmm.
Episode 7, we get introduced to the new Nazi leader, General Hux, the orange hair guy.
Yeah.
Episode 8, he becomes like basically a bitch that keeps shouting and screaming. Episode 9, he gets killed. Right? He gets killed and replaced. That's what Dave Bautista felt like to me. He was meant to be this menacing guy, and then he ended up being like just a guy that screams and has no authority. Then he got replaced by someone better.
No, because you're not seeing the bigger plot for him. His plot was he's basically a tool for Vladimir, because he's meant to brutalize the Fremen, make it a harsh environment, and then when Fade Ruther comes in, Fade Ruther is like, oh, Fremen, look, the guy before me was terrible. I'm gonna make things a bit better. So Fade Ruther has a better environment to control Dune and to impress the emperors in. So it was all a setup. He was basically a pawn.
But it done fucked up.
No, it didn't. That was the plan.
That was the plan, but
for him to come
wait.
But then obviously Paul had other ideas.
No, because it was when Fade came in, he just did.
No, Fade did. Fade did his job.
Yeah, he did his job for him. Yeah.
No, Fade
did what he was
supposed
was
to do.
expected of him.
Yeah, it's just that Paul was the one that messed up Fade's. Yeah.
I just took him in the chest. Spoiler alert. Yes,
That's so South London. Sorry.
Well, just took him in the chest. Yeah, that's it with me. I was messaging something else, but I didn't do it. I'm sorry.
You could just not tell us that.
Good.
But yeah, that's that list of characters from Dune Part 1. But yeah, we're gonna get straight into Part 2, man. F it, man. It's been a long time, man. This film's been delayed for a couple of months. We've been excited to watch this for a minute now. It's finally out now, and that is Dune Part 2. We've all seen it together, not together actually. 3 of us seen it. Max seen it recently as well.
You did see it with us.
I did see it.
You was asleep. You saw it before, and you saw it. And you fell asleep.
Again with you,
You was present in the room with us. You didn't see it with us.
That I needed. Alright, so
Aladdin has to draw you out.
First, context. I saw an early release of it.
Pagan.
And then I went with you guys. I messaged the group chat telling you guys, sorry, but I'm gonna have to take you guys to watch this early. But I'm still gonna watch it with you guys, and I did.
You fell asleep the whole time.
In and out. I came in and out.
I kept looking at you like.
I said, I know when I need to wake up for the last scene. I want to see that shit. Then when I heard the music, I'm like, okay, it's my time. Let's watch this now.
No, but when you deep it, how did you fall asleep? Because and the IMAX, it was loud.
Yeah.
There was screaming. There was boom, boom, boom.
Bro, it was like South London on
IMAX
Tuesday.
is loud.
I'll be real. I can sleep. I'm not a light sleeper though. I can sleep for pretty much a lot.
Serious?
Yeah.
You get murdered in your sleep.
Sometimes I sleep for AirPods and listen to shit.
Really?
And that's for sleep. Yeah.
You're built different, man.
Shout out to God.
It's alright, right?
Built me different. But yeah, Dune Part 2. How do I get into Dune Part 2?
New video.
So this is coming right after. It literally continues from Part 1.
Yeah, literally.
The reviews are flooding in. Name this film Movie of the Year. Obviously, we're only in. This is only first quarter.
Q1 and we already got Movie of the Year.
No, I'm saying I don't see anything topping it. I generally don't see anything topping it.
Something will.
No.
What? Deadpool Wolverine? Come on, man.
I'm telling you.
The way I didn't see Godzilla coming through and doing them,
shut up, man.
Something can happen like that.
That's happening.
Something can happen like that.
No, man.
Because right now, this year, I'm looking out for Japanese studios now. I'm actually
That's not
actively
Japanese
looking
studio.
out.
Doing the Godzilla.
The Godzilla,
Kong.
yeah, it was.
Godzilla Kong.
No, that's
No,
Western
Chinese.
Godzilla.
I know.
-1.
So what's coming out today?
-1.
What's coming out this year? Godzilla related.
No, but
Oh,
I mean,
you
like,
say something random.
anything from Japanese studios now,
Right.
I'm watching out for them now. Like, I'm watching out for them now, actively.
But I don't.
Because they have peak right now.
Even -1 isn't better than this movie. This movie's way better than
Let's talk about Dune Part 2, which this episode is based on.
What's rule number 6? What's rule number 6?
Let's not change topic.
Yeah.
So Dune Part 2, Aladdin, your thoughts on it is best film of the year?
Yeah.
You enjoyed it,
I became a super fan of Dune.
Yeah, because it seems like recently you've been throwing in some Dune facts. Like, oh shit, you did some research.
I knew you like it because he likes Star Wars. Dune is basically Star Wars for like.
I love Star Wars' world building, but I don't like its delivery. I like the story. That aside, so I watched. I was always prepared for this. This was inevitable. I spent 2 weeks just kind of solely watching Dune-related videos, retrospectives, stuff about the books, reviews, everything behind the scenes, more about it. I became a super fan of Dune after overall. Surprisingly, without even getting any spoilers of Part 2.
Same, I actually
So, I don't know how I did that.
Clips, avoided everything.
Everything Messiah related as well.
Running through an outtake page.
I was really happy about, how like the Americans got to see it on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I missed all the spoilers on Twitter.
I didn't even know that.
So
I didn't even know that. That's on my days. Which is really good. So I became a big fan of it. Big fan of Denis as well because I watched most of his movies leading up to this.
Yeah.
And I watched a 2.5 movie without getting restless, without getting tired. Sorry.
Yeah.
Usually 2 hours in most movies, I'm just tired, my knees are hurting, my back's hurting. It's long. I was in the whole time. And it takes a lot for me to be committed to a movie the whole
I
time.
saw you enjoying it, bro. I saw you.
Was
You know the thing when people
bored.
are playing like FIFA and they realise they're losing and
Yeah.
start sitting up forward. That's the landing, bro. He was going forward, like, oh shit, he's
Bro.
getting into this.
And it wasn't even a comfort thing. Normally I move around for comfort. This was genuinely I wanted to.
I want to see.
Plus, like someone had a fuck off melon right in front of me, and like I was covering most of. When it was sometimes let's go like this. But like this movie is I'm a big fan of Denis. I'm a big fan of Denis.
Happy to hear that. For myself, I was really looking forward to this film. Watching it was quite an experience. Like I really enjoyed the visual aspect of the story. It was very beautifully done. I recommend anyone that's planning to watch it, make sure you watch it IMAX.
Yep.
Watching the biggest screen you possibly can. Great sound effects. Great sound design and everything else in it. The story, I enjoyed. There is parts of it I do want us to talk about.
Yeah.
Like in terms of the white savior bit, kind of messed me up a little. But in terms of the actual film itself, I really enjoyed it. The performances were really good. The visuals were good. Obviously, there's some bits and bits that I would change. But as overall, I kind of got what I wanted, what I expected from it anyway. So I'm really happy watching it. I watched it twice now.
I just watch it again.
I'm gonna watch it again, but probably gonna wait like a couple months, just so I can forget some stuff. So when I see it again, it comes back in my mind.
I can't lie, I debated watching it again this weekend.
So right, I wanted to watch this. The second I walked out, I wanted to watch it again.
Swear.
Really?
No, I'm being dead ass.
Yeah.
I'm being dead ass.
Today, boy. Look at his face.
What did you think about it? We're gonna ask Mac last, because I already know Max.
Wait, can I drop a little fact before Max goes? So this was filmed on the digital equivalent of 70mm IMAX.
Come on.
The digital equivalent. So, feel we got filmed. So watching how we watched it was probably one of the best ways you could watch it possible, and it was fucking amazing. Holy shit.
You film buffs.
Well, we were thinking about watching it at the Science Museum at one point.
I really want to shut down, man.
That'd have been dope.
That would
That
be
was
dope.
a fucking experience. 70mm IMAX.
I think it's still available. It's like less than £20. I'm on it.
I might wait a couple months, man.
I'm doing it next week.
I've seen it twice now. I need to wait a bit.
It's coming.
Maz, what do you think about it before you throw it to Mac? Because I know that's going to be it.
Yeah, Mac is going
That's gonna
to
be
be...
crazy.
Why you guys like this?
We started it. Why you like this, bro? It's a great movie.
Jamal juice.
Oh shit, man's going to get a letterbox.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Oh my
letterbox.
god.
Just so then I have like a little note of it. I genuinely think that it's like
Your story is funny, bro.
the film of the year.
Yep.
And I just didn't expect it, because you know how the first film, the pacing was really off, in my opinion. Like it was dragging.
It does.
It was dragging.
Blade Runner.
And now I'm trying to really engage with it. I think the second time I watched it, that's when it felt a bit better.
Yeah.
But the first time I watched it, I was just like, okay, let's pick up the
Let's
pace
get
a bit
going.
more. Come on.
It's just us.
So the second one, the pacing was so much better. I was really excited for the fight scenes because I knew there was going to be fight scenes, and they did not disappoint me.
How's that?
Because you know one thing about me, I love a good fight
Let's
choreography.
go.
Love it.
Love a scream.
Come on. I love a good scrap.
Actually, that's a good scrap.
But it really just like immersed you into the world of Arrakis and spice and its effects. It wasn't just, oh, spice is this commodity. You actually got to see the effects of spice
What
and
was
what it was.
what was the line at the beginning of the movie?
Something.
Oh, power.
Spice is powerful.
Power is spice.
I love this. I love this.
Yeah.
Cold openings are so fucking cold.
But I think that relates to the books, because apparently in the books there was always, every chapter there was like a quote
Yeah. Oh yeah.
before it started.
Yeah.
So I think that was what they did.
Yeah, so I think that was quite interesting to see, and it was also did not expect myself to like Austin Butler's performance so much.
We're gonna talk about Austin Butler.
Go off, Bold
You
King.
don't talk about it.
Clap, motherfucker!
Clap.
Oh, sorry.
He's getting ready to
I know. He's cooking like.
just pass me the ball.
I just did
like
not
this?
expect him to be so
Nah, he
good.
fucking cooked,
And he's
man.
Like,
He fucking
Like, he
cooked,
bodied
bro.
that shit.
bold,
What did I tell you?
bold, scary, totalitarian king. I did, like, yo, like the comparison from the 1984.
It's not much of a comparison, bro.
No.
Sting.
I'm just saying, just in general.
So-
Wait,
bro.
Sting was playing Austin Butler?
Yeah.
Yo, Joker. That no
That's
way.
side by side.
That-
Yeah,
that's not a comparison.
Because like I'll say Sting's version is more accurate to the book.
Fair.
because he actually isn't bald in the book, but it doesn't matter because they made him scary as.
Yeah.
Fair.
They made him scary as.
I'm telling you, how do you know if there's a good villain? Look at the Scream.
Okay.
It's all in the Scream.
Let Maz
Yeah.
finish off.
What is it with you? Damn
Guys,
it!
guys.
No,
He's
no,
just like
I'm saying,
"Ugh."
no. His when he's screaming at the guards for interfering.
It was good scream.
Yeah,
It
that's
was
that.
good
I
scream.
saw that on your story,
It was
and that's
good
why I
scream.
knew he was gonna be a good character.
It was good scream.
And fucking murder that.
It was
Good scream. He's like,
It was good scream.
Okay.
Good scream.
Um,
Sounds crazy out of context.
Yeah, you sound crazy.
he was talking about the scream as soon as we left the screening.
yeah.
we were both here like, I want to get to bed. Where is
Trust.
this Uber?
When you put
And
the
he's
cab
still
now.
talking. He's still talking about the scream
Scream.
in our
Scream is a
ear.
good scream, man.
And so the main thing that I will say though is the weight of the tone of the film. I felt very controversial about because, one, as a religious person, it felt weird because it was bringing up a lot of questions that I have while being a religious person anyway about propaganda and charismatic leaders and interpretation. So for me, it was just like, oh, okay, well, now I'm going to go down that tunnel again.
Boy.
Then it was talking about the idea of colonization and cultural appropriation because there's clearly a lot of Arab, North African influence, especially when he started talking about the jinn. That was why I talked to him. That was literally the only reason why I spoke. I said, bro...
I couldn't hear that part. What did you say?
He was talking about the jinn.
Yeah,
He said,
no, in the sim, I couldn't hear what you were saying.
I was saying, like, does this feel a bit cultural appropriation? That was literally why. That was the only reason why I wanted to talk to you.
Yeah.
Because I was like, this...
I think that's on purpose though.
No,
'cause
obviously
he
that's how it
No,
is
it's
in the
part of
book.
the story, yeah.
I know it's obviously a part of the book, but for me, I was like, I don't know how I feel about it. Is it cultural appropriation? Is it appreciation? How did they angle it? Because you know how people had the same thing with Avatar, but then you actually go to see that James Cameron did his research and worked with the indigenous people that he was representing to do it. So was this the same way in Dune Part 2? And I kind of realised, well, while in this case, you actually do get more physical representation of Black and Arab faces in the film.
Yeah.
But then I felt a little more conflicted about the whole... The only time that they speak is to speak about
How great
Paul.
this white man is.
Yeah.
No, the other one, Zendaya's friend. She was trying to
She was against
she
it.
was against him
Yeah,
heavily.
yeah, apart from her.
Yeah, 2 people.
Like, literally.
Thousands of them.
Millions, actually.
Yeah.
So, for me, I really enjoyed it, and obviously this is more just a personal perspective thing where I'm kind of questioning things. I know obviously it's referring back to the sources and that's how it is, and obviously it was a different time when the writer had originally wrote it, and of course everything is always just influenced because of what is going on in our actual world and our lives.
Yeah.
But as a whole, as a film, I think it angled it in a way where it caused you to question things. That was the main thing. I was sat there questioning things. And it was just so beautiful. The pacing was perfect. Performances were really good. I've got no fault personally myself. No notes. Big slay.
Can you read us your box review, please?
Okay.
I really like you're looking at telling, you know.
Shout out to Maz's mailbox.
Look
What
at
is
City.
it? Movies with Maz.
Movies are best.
Movies W Maz.
Shout out to Maz.
So, genuinely think that this is the best film this year. Don't know if I'm going to... Don't know if this is because I'm sleep deprived, but coming out of that screening was such a reality shock. What do you mean South London doesn't have sand dunes and giant worms with teeth? Austin Butler was bloody petrifying. 5 stars, go off, bald, scary king. kind of hate the storyline is just colonization in space. Again. Also had the whole, is it cultural appropriation, internal dialogue with myself. Hope it was cultural appreciation. Right, I'm going to sleep. It's 4 a.m. and I have work in the morning. Bye.
How the fuck do you not go to work then?
On the school... Oh, no. No, it's mad. I actually got to work early.
Huh?
Yeah.
And you've productively worked the whole time?
Worked. And literally, I was telling my colleague was like, so what are you doing after work? I said, I'm going to sleep.
Fucking hell.
That's exactly what I did.
You did the whole day work? What you did the whole day's work, no
Like
problems?
that
I did what I needed to do. I did what I needed to do.
Good enough
She
for
did
me.
what she needed to do.
I heard about me.
Huh?
I said you did what you needed to do.
I did what I needed to
What
do.
I'm doing right now.
Oh, you booking it for real?
But I'm trying to go to the science museum, are you dumb?
Oh,
I want to watch this on Monday.
Alright, but we do have Mac.
There we go.
Now, I'll probably speak for myself. Mac for me is my spokesperson for Dune. Because of course he's read the books and during pandemic times. I don't know if that's when you started reading the books. But I remember it being promoted heavily from you to me about the books during that time frame. And this was during the mix of the first film coming out and he's recommended all of us to read the books. Obviously, I didn't read the books.
You read it now?
Nah,
No,
I'm debating doing an audio book in it.
I might do as well.
Oh, that'll be...
Because then I actually get to use my own imagination.
That might be dope, you know.
Yeah, that might be a vibe.
The way it is as well, I
Shout
think it'll be
out to
dope.
audio.
Dune is definitely an audiobook book.
Are you gonna actually have any after seeing the film? Isn't that gonna hinder your?
No,
imagination?
because I've done it before for other things. So like Bridgerton, the series is slightly different,
Mm.
so I can use my imagination for
So
it.
you're a bit
And-
different. Essentially.
Yeah, like you know when you just have your
I've
own
already done.
vision of a character,
Yeah.
or like if you were when you watch a show and you're like, oh, I would have casted this person to be this character. That's how
Yeah,
you just
yeah,
do
yeah,
it in your
that's
head anyway.
Definitely how you do it. It's not hard. Your audience, yeah,
Fair enough.
go different.
But Mac, as the person that's read all the books, and now you've seen part 1 and part 2, it would be great to get your thoughts on how you think about this.
Right,
Not
guys.
just part 2, but as
thank you.
an overall thing so
I
far.
didn't even notice that.
And
Guys,
as
be
we're-
comfortable.
and as we're leading to, I don't think it's gonna be called part 3, but the next installment coming out probably in the next couple of years as well. What's your thoughts on the film Dune?
I feel like there's two ways you can see it. Because obviously the movies you can't see them independently, can you? Because it's part 1 and part 2.
Yeah.
So you have to see them as a whole, right?
Yeah.
And then the weird thing is part 1 is very, very different from part 2. Almost feels like two different directors even.
In terms of like style or story.
In terms of story and style. Because and I get it, because it's two halves of a very big book. I get that. But with part 1, it felt like with part 1, every change, the little changes that were done that you would notice, they were more done to like save time, improve the story, nothing actually impacted the story. Even characters that were changed, like Hines and stuff like that. It felt like it was just done to save time and stuff like that. But then the tone of part 1, it felt like a love letter to the Dune universe.
Yeah.
Part 1 felt very much like let's try to get close to the aura of Frank Herbert a bit. Let's try to get close to it. But part 2, it feels like there are changes and implementations done here to make the story just Hollywood digestible in this movie. Yeah.
To be fair,
What makes you think that? Why
Because
do you say it?
they made certain choices, and the certain choices done in this. Because the weird thing is, I'll be honest with you, this is a good movie, but it's clearly also a very big cop out. It's like they sat there and he said, I can do the kind of Dune movie that I want to do, or I can do the kind of Dune movie that I know my bosses want me to put out there. And I think he put out what the bosses want out there, because it's very different from part 1. In part 1, I could see the image of the vision of what he was trying to do. But in part 2, he basically said, I tried to give it to you guys, but this is what they let me do, and this is what I can do.
Do you know what that is? You know his past 2 movies both bombed in the box office. Blade Runner 2049 and Dune Part 1 both bombed in the box office.
Part 1 bombed.
Part 1 bombed.
No, I'm not. But like, I just feel like
So it kind of makes sense. Like he made what he wanted to make in the first one. Cool, the timing wasn't great because it's 2021, but it did bomb. And if he wanted to continue, which everyone wants him to continue, but they weren't confident in people going back to rewatch it. and I guess that's kind of why he made it this way, to satisfy both sides in a way as much as possible, which is quite difficult. Don't get me wrong. It's fucking
it is. It's difficult. As I was saying, I don't think Dune is meant to be done in a movie. I don't think the book can ever be attempted because you take out so much stuff.
Be an anime?
100%, but it needs to be a very long anime. But 100%, yes. But
the thing is,
100%. Dune should be like a.
We're just gonna fund it.
No, Dune and Star. Everything can be an anime. Anime is the best medium to tell every story. And I feel like Dune is just too big to be a movie. It's not meant to be a movie. But it's come close. It's just that.
But this is probably the closest we're ever going to get to the story of Dune. And it doesn't matter about being accurate. What matters is you take the main stuff about the story. Yeah. It's like a biopic.
Then is it really Dune though? Then is it really Dune? That is my question because I feel like.
But if it's the main story plots, like what is the stuff? So as far as I know, the only thing that they didn't do was the child killing Vladimir.
But okay, if you ask me, if you as a movie only were to discuss Dune with me as a book reader, it will feel like it will feel like you don't know the story of Dune.
No, it's like, for example, people who have read Harry Potter versus watching the series.
But this is even worse. This is even worse. That's why I want you to do.
This is even worse.
Yes. Leave it. It's fine. Because Harry Potter, there wasn't that much information in Harry Potter. So even though it was shortened, yes, but Dune has 5 times more information. Yes.
Fucking, we got like 6 years, no?
No, each book to movie, the movies took out certain elements to make it faster. Yeah. But Dune is 5 times worse.
So without being too spoilery of future movies, what happened in this movie that wasn't meant to happen, and vice versa? What didn't happen that was
for example, they added stuff that I get, but I still don't get, like making like the Gom Jabbar test with Fade Ralpha. That test that didn't happen. I don't understand. Again, maybe they wanted to build him up as a villain.
No, but also like
he was a sick opening.
No, he was. Plus, he was a prospect, right? He was a prospect of the district, so that's why they did it.
No, he's not. He is. He's not a prospect. He's just someone with good genes that they have eyes on because they're messing about.
No, he was definitely
because remember, he used to always have the. Okay, so this is just. I don't know if the Bene Gesserits were stupid or not, but remember how he'd always have the doctors that were like working on him because he wanted to look a particular way, but then he was always having these spots.
Is that the Baron? Oh no! But okay, that's the Baron's lifestyle choices. But in terms of genetically, the Baron and Faye, they're all because the Baron is Jessica's dad.
I know.
And Jessica is a direct ancestry she's linked to the Kwisatz Haderach line. So genetically, everyone in that line, you have to assume that they're technically superhuman. So the Baron is technically superhuman.
So he has just...
And mentally, in the books, the Baron is shown to have...
We left something completely. Can we go back to you talking about the main changes that you felt you saw in the book and then compared to the...
I just feel like as a movie, it's an excellent 7 out of 10 movie. But when it comes to adaptation-wise...
7 out of 10? Ayo! That went over my head! How do you hear that?
7 out of 10, you're giving it?
7?
Yeah.
Fuck, you know,
Take off the book. Remove the book as a movie.
What are you looking at as a film?
Okay, what's better than that?
Oh shit, man, you peep.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
What?
Turn it down.
What's better than that?
Part two, yeah. Dune part 2, 7 out of 10.
What film is better than that?
No, I'm not comparing it to a film. I'm just saying, like, as I enjoy, like, I sat in there, like, how do I explain it? As a movie, if I didn't have my previous Dune knowledge, and I sat there in that movie, I'd find it quite boring, to be honest.
Where?
Yeah, I didn't care about, do you know, Gurney Halleck?
That was more boring than part 1.
Yeah, part one was a ride. Part 2 was so dead to me.
Dead?
Yeah.
I went for 7 now saying dead. Bro, pick a number, bro.
No.
7 is
that doesn't like because you don't understand. Then even you can't do action.
Right
then even you can't do action.
I think at this point I'm just gonna leave. Okay,
look.
And we're back. So if Matt's had to shoot out, she's got. Actually, I can't explain.
What has she got? No, so what's wrong? What's wrong with
it? Even though it's nothing mad. It's nothing mad, but we're gonna jump back in. So Mac is gonna give us the main changes that happened in Dune
that made it worse.
No, I wouldn't say made it worse. I feel because.
But you don't like the film,
brother.
I'm not saying
I'm
saying that there's 2 ways to look at it. It's very conflicting, bro. I'm dead serious because it's a good film, but as an adaptation, I don't think because Dune is a massive concept, you know. Dune is a special thing to many people.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to adapt it, and that's how he even got the chance to adapt it. He was spilling out about how much he loved this so much.
Mm-hmm.
So you get given the chance. You know that not everyone's going to get given the chance to do Dune. And it's a thing that everyone thinks can't be done. So if you, especially with the hype, it's sort of like he's given with part one, he set the hope, the boundary so high. And I thought he was going to follow that same storytelling beats. But it feels like part two was very much of a, I don't know how to explain it. It's like, and like, I thought, even the Zendaya influence, like Chani is not that essential in terms of the screen time show. I understand maybe why to do that, to bring in how the Fremen culture is, use that to bring her through. But I thought there are more effective ways to bring in a Fremen culture. Because that's why I was hoping he would do like a voiceover situation where someone is voicing over what Paul is doing. So because because I honestly
I think that would be.
I had a whole vision for this movie. I genuinely thought that they were gonna, because in my opinion, the second book, you are watching a little boy become a god. Essentially grow into a godlike being. So you need to start, in the start of the book, you're close to the character, you're in his brain, you're seeing how he thinks like a computer. There's a whole mental side to how he thinks that in the movies you don't get. So you're in the first part, it's about the human side of the boy. Then the boy starts to turn into this being that can actually affect shit around him, in big ways. So he goes from being a boy to a powerful figure, like a godlike figure even. So you're supposed to show that. So I thought narration would help. It would like be like, so Papa Atreides has reached that. Like, you know in anime, how anime has them Hunter, you know Hunter Hunter? Yeah. That how the narrator hunts that That's how I thought they should have done it. But then it went for the normal, he's trying to be with the Fremen people, he's doing, it felt like a normal movie.
I mean,
you can't introduce narration though. You can't introduce narration to the second movie when it wasn't done in the first movie.
That's true as well.
That's the first, and I hear you saying it's like it felt like an episode of like The Mandalorian, right? Where around an episode, it's like a filler episode where he goes to a planet and he spends time with familiarizing himself with it. Yeah. And then it's just a filler before we get to the main story plot, which is the end, where he goes and does what he is. I hear what you're saying. Now, I think that serves a big purpose though, because the thing about this thing is like it's almost like I guess it is very similar to Star Wars or vice versa, where there's two storylines. There's the mythical kind of storyline, then there's the political storyline. Star Wars is the same thing. There's always been the Jedi and the Force, and then there's been like the Empire and it's the same thing. So you got the what do you call him? What's the Messiah? What's his name? The mouse thing.
Muad'Dib,
yeah. So you got the Muad'Dib and you got the spice and then the worm piss and all that stuff and the Bene Gesserit. And then you got the Harkonnens and the politics and the Emperor. So that's essentially it. So they built this side up, and they met it at the end. And I guess that's just how they told the story, which is kind of very, again, Star Wars does all the time. Sometimes it works very well, sometimes it doesn't.
Wait, I don't understand. Wait, are you trying to say that Dune is trying to be simple like Star Wars? Then it's not Dune anymore.
I think
because that's what I felt like the second movie was. It was simplified Dune, and I feel like if you're gonna give simplified Dune, that's what Star Wars is.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, my experience watching part 2 of Dune was like, why can't Star Wars do this? I never got this feeling when I've watched Star Wars.
That's what I'm saying. But you're the same as me, where you like the world building in Star Wars and the universe, but you just don't like how it's been delivered. Yeah. And Dune is an example of good delivery.
I feel like he delivered it quite well.
Exactly.
Yeah. And even having the voice to tempt Favreau into having sex with Léa Seydoux' character Margot Fenrig, I thought that was such a cop out. Because Dune is about people making stupid decisions and not caring about it, because it shows Favreau's character that he can be easily seduced. Because in that book, Margot Fenring, she's married. She's got a husband that comes with her to come visit her in the Harkonnen homeworld. Yeah. And Favreau knows she's married. And then Favreau is having sex with her. And her husband is like someone big, someone important, a friend to the emperor.
But do you think that ruins
so you're thinking that like, so is the husband cool with her? So you're thinking about it, and then you realize later on, then it comes in, I don't want to spot him up, but then you realize that the husband can't have kids. Oh. So you realize the Bene Gesserit, they know what they're doing, and because they want to preserve Favreau's genetics. Yeah. And so it's like and then guess what? Margot Fenring's husband that can't have kids, he is the almost Kwisatz Haderach. That character that is not even in the movies. He's the one that is the Kwisatz, that could have been a Kwisatz Haderach. And when Paul sees him, In that scene when Paul storms into the castle, Paul and him immediately, their eyes lock and they recognize each other as almost brothers.
Oh shit.
So this is shit that the book was vibing on. This is peak. You don't get that in the movies. You see how you felt that shiver when I explained that shit to you? Paul walked into the room. Paul walked into the room and Paul was like, you could have been me in the books. He took that guy. And at that time, Paul thought he was a god. So that alone made me say, this guy is a gangster. That's how Paul Frank Herbert was. Because Frank Herbert made it known at that stage that like every character that approaches Paul, you're beneath Paul. Even Jessica, that she was moving like, Paul, relax. Me and you were on it. Paul was like, you know me and me alone, I'm on this wave. That was a vibe Paul was giving to. There was a lot of power struggle in the book between Paul and Jessica. She'll try one up him and Paul was like, you can drink that water and go next level. I can drink that water and go next level. And in that movie, they made it look like she was enticing him to do it. But in the books, Paul was like, yo, pass me that water. I'm ready to go. So you see, Paul is much more arrogant because he was moving like, it's time for me to become a god. In the movies, they made it look like, I don't want to go south and do this. But in the books, Paul is like, okay, cool, next step, I need to run this shit now. Paul is very much a calculator.
And how is the mother and how is Lady Jessica
in the book? She's scared of what she has created. That's the vibe she's given. Exactly. So you see these nuances. You see these nuances that I'm giving you right now that I know about that you man didn't even know. Jessica was in this book. She's conflicting, thinking, "Am I a psychopath?" She's beginning to see her crack a bit because she's meant to be cold and thing at the start, and then even when she becomes a Reverend Mother, she starts to see things clearly and then realize that maybe I am a problem. And then she starts to be more of like a, what the fuck did I do? Like, yeah, I did that to my daughter, but then again, I have fucked up my children now. So she is dealing with the wrong shit in that.
But to be fair, obviously it's been announced that the next film called Dune Messiah. Do you feel like there'll be that conflict with Lady? I
hope he improves his. I hope he improves how he's doing his changes because he needs to start adding the vibe of Dune because I feel like even the first movie got that right. The weirdness. You can't make Dune without the weirdness. Like I get that you don't want to show stuff like the spice orgies and stuff like that, but to completely take out the sexual element of Dune, it's not right. Because this Dune is a book where the first chapter you meet Irulan in person. There's people talking about her figure.
Who's Irulan?
The princess, the blonde princess. People are talking about in Dune. People will Frank Herbert will spend a page or half a page talking about how someone's body looks beneath their dress. You see what I'm trying to say? This is how someone is preying someone in the Dune universe.
But then I think
it's about sensuality. It's about a lot. The movies are skipping that for you. Like Fade Ralph when he's looking at Margot Fenry, like he was enticed by her. When you in the books, when you see her in the Desert, your first story is I want to fuck you. Sorry, like they're sexual and they do that on purpose. They have their roles, but guess what? They're also the best fighters in the universe. It doesn't make sense. On paper, in the known universe, and that's one thing that this guy got wrong. The combat system in the Dune movies, then he did the new. I feel like because you're meant to set clear combat because Dune is about combat also. Dune is about man to man. If we screw up right now, are you looking at me or are you walking out the room? Because that's what a lot of the characters do in Dune. Duncan Idaho, when he steps in the room, everyone looks away. When the Fremen are people that when they see you, they kill you. They saw Duncan Idaho, they said, we'll teach you our ways. You see the vibe that we're getting at? Gurney Halleck also. Gurney Halleck is someone that Duncan Idaho respects. So these are men that you need to establish that these are physically above normal.
So let me see your mic, because I'm hearing some chip.
Oh, sorry.
I think you're good.
Yeah.
Where's Maz's mic?
Yeah, but I feel like he didn't establish the combat system well enough in Dune. That whole battle with Beach Raban and Gurney, I feel like there needs to be more stuff done in the background. Like, that's why it needs to be a TV series. You spend episodes where people are talking about how good Duncan is in... Like, no, but you see why...
No, do you know why I don't like you? Because now I hate Dream Hot too.
Bro,
you've done it. You've ruined it for me now. No, on a G thing. No, on a G thing.
This guy wanted to watch it again, and you just fucked it.
No, not on a G thing. Like I'm not blaming you, but like this book sounds so much better. Which it probably is.
I'm trying to get across. Because I feel like he could have given you a bit of the peak, but he felt like it's too weird, so I don't want to. Because you don't know that worm scene, even because. In that worm scene, it's like in the books, there is so much going on when she drinks that water. She's fighting chemical equations in her body. And she's thinking, all right, cool. So I need to balance this out to fight this reaction. So you follow her word for word as she's fighting the poison. But in the movie, she's just lying there.
Yeah.
And you're just watching her. But then in the books, I'm imagining lights. I'm imagining her like she's seeing her distant memories talk to her, telling her to come back. It's so dramatic, you know. And then when Paul is doing his one, it's a whole mad thing. And then when he comes out of it, he's seeing the guild, guys. The guild. The guild is why I love Dune so much. The guild are the guys that do the space travel shit. Space travel. Because you know they're even part of the reason why the Atreides got killed. The guild guys. They play the hand in it as well. The guild, they're the guys that control, they monopolize space travel. Yeah, if the Harkonnens monopolize and Coriolis monopolize
they spices their children.
An import system. This trade system in Dune is not talked about enough. You know the flight travel, yeah? When someone makes a flight travel in Dune, you need to spend a page talking about that flight travel. Because think about it, you take a flight, yeah? They're doing interstellar travel across galaxies. Yeah. This is money. That's why they're so... To fly from a galaxy to galaxy,
yeah, but like all of that,
it's not small money, and then not anyone can do it, and the guild monopolize that. And these people are doing, they're sending armies across. So that's what I'm saying. Star Wars do this like, oh, don't think about it. So when Dune do that, and then you don't, oh, don't think about. I'm thinking, bro, that's Star Wars. Dune is about telling me through, like them sitting down for 2 pages talking about how much it cost them to bring this army there in the first place.
But that works for a book. How does that work for a film?
That's why I'm saying that in the film, if you want to omit that, then fine. But then show me the other stuff.
I think
I'm sorry, show me the sexual shit. Bro, I get you wanna, but bring it.
But you said it yourself in the group chat. It's very. You wouldn't watch a film. Yes. You wouldn't watch a movie that highlights sexual scenes.
Yeah, but then show me Alia. You get me? So you've taken out the sexual part. His sister.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you've taken out that part. You've taken out so many things. Because the reason why I'm saying the sexual part it works because you know the Baron. The Baron, they haven't shown you why he's so disgusting yet. Like, yeah, they gave you a hint of what he did to the slaves, but that's what he does in the bathtub. He rapes them, and then he kills them afterwards. But in the book, you don't know that he likes to have them genetically engineered to look like Paul Atreides also.
What?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because his pets are little boys, isn't it?
Yeah, he likes to have them look like Paul Atreides.
He's gay as well. Yeah.
So you see all this shit, these nuances, and then you find out Paul is related to him. It's disgusting. Like, you're supposed to be disgusted by this shit. Like,
he's mad.
In a peak way.
He likes little boys as pets, and he wants to fuck his son.
And also, the relationship with Fade in the books is much more nuanced because Fade is genuinely scared of him, but also repulsed by him, but also knows that he needs him to become emperor. So it's like a father weird relationship, and then it's like a twisted thing that even he goes and he even murders little servants that he knows Fade likes to do a power play, to be like, you don't try, like, I am in charge, you're gonna do as I say, blah blah. So yeah, I get that. But in this movie, they made him like a straight up bad guy, badass, imposing. But Fade alone as a character is more nuanced as well in the thing. Because, there's more to everyone.
I've come to the realization that this movie would not have happened if Star Wars was good. If this is a desperate attempt to pump life into
an IP.
A Star Wars like movie. So like, if Star Wars was done well and delivered in the way that these movies are delivered, this movie would never exist. And if it did exist,
you think so?
I don't think it would exist.
I think they were always looking to try and... I think you're right, as in...
Star Wars has been shit for over 20 years now.
Yeah. But do they know it's shit, though? Because it's making money, so So to them, it's not shit, you get me?
No, but...
It's doing its purpose.
But it's in terms of, like, reviews and I'm talking about, like, not necessarily the businessmen, but more so the writers. Star Wars is tons of shit. So if Star Wars was done well... Like, if we had a bunch of movies like Andor in the Star Wars universe, this wouldn't exist. And instead of they'll probably make it into something to visually see, but it wouldn't be like how it is right now. It will be a show, it will be an anime. You
think it's filling that Star Wars gap?
It's, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, here's what we can do.
Market for it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
and I got that because even like, do you know what? That scene was flipping awesome. That scene when at the start when the guys glide up to the mountain, that was the best scene. If you ask me what I remember for the whole movie, is the scene when they glide up to the.
That's the whole movie I remember.
The whole movie. That's the scene I remember.
That was cool though. I can't.
It reminds me of
that was it.
Nolan's tactic with because that was a practical.
Yeah,
film.
yeah. The Spencer stuff.
String stuff
Yeah.
that's very
I love
low
it practical in
style.
this movie, man.
The film, so that's
But-
why I quite enjoyed. What I was gonna say.
But why didn't he play around with stuff like that more? Why didn't he use the fact that you can play around more with the interesting stuff rather than just give us landscape and conversation?
Because it's a 2 hour. It's not even. Yeah, it's over 2 hours. Maybe
2:45.
maybe 3 hours. There's only so much he can possibly do.
Plus,
And you see why I said narration? Because you know, like, imagine, them narrating like, so Paul feels impending this, like, because I feel like with narration, it's a cop out a bit, but there is so much stuff that, because you need to get into Paul's head sometimes, and then.
But the thing is, narration doesn't read well for a film.
Plus it's
for a wide audience. Not everyone fucks with narration. It's like.
Who's done narration well in the past? Does anyone come to mind?
As a feature film, I can't name one.
Plus,
I'm sure there's some out there. But
and plus it's tell not show. When you do narration, you're telling people how he feels. Not
That's
showing
true.
them.
That's true.
And
obviously, what's his name again? The director, Denis. He's said numerous times that he doesn't like dialogue in films.
He's
more of a visual
guy,
director,
of course. Yeah.
So he wouldn't even.
The thing is, so with this, I was gonna say something. I forgot what I was gonna say. Anyway, I do want to. I don't know if we're done with this. So I want to talk about something that's on the list that you've. If this movie came out last year.
Yeah,
that's something
so
I really want to talk about.
we can get into it now. So I did have a note here, just talking about. Obviously, this Dune Part 2 was delayed. It was actually meant to come out last year.
That's true.
I believe October. So obviously we've seen Oppenheimer doing quite well in the award show. So I did want to ask you guys, what do you think would have happened if Dune Part 2 dropped the same year as Oppenheimer? Would that change things for Oppenheimer?
Well, Barbenheimer would have been nothing.
Not for me.
Barbenheimer would have been bro.
Oppenheimer is levels above Dune. Levels above Dune. Levels.
I think
As a movie, yes.
As a movie, yes. Storytelling, yes.
What then? Visuals?
No.
But then, what Dune was based on, it wasn't even a really good adaptation of that.
But I mean, I think you're talking. With this question, you kind of have to look at it from outside of what you think of the film. I mean, like globally,
straight,
I think like a lot of
film to
people
film
would have championed Dune Part 2 a lot more than Oppenheimer.
Plus, like if you're gonna talk about the source material for Dune, let's talk about the source material for Oppenheimer, the American Prometheus, and the actual real life events that happened. It's the same thing. Like if you want to adapt it,
I feel like Oppenheimer was, in terms of.
But it wasn't
in terms of the fact that
it wasn't true to the real life events.
We're forgetting, we're just watching people sit down in a room and talk in Oppenheimer, and it was that good.
I know, but it wasn't true.
Whereas Dune is an epic adventure.
What I'm saying is,
like, come on, like it's come on.
Bro, hear what you're saying. For a wider audience, what they're gonna choose.
I see what you mean.
So,
but then it's like saying Godzilla and Dune for me. I'll pick Godzilla over Dune.
Nah, that's just
easily
because they're two.
You would, but I'm talking about a more of a
Oppenheimer
wider
didn't swing
range.
at anyone.
If Dune Part 2 came out the same year as Oppenheimer, would that affect the success?
I feel like
of
critically,
Oppenheimer?
Dune is being currently overrated, massively. Dune is a massive overrated movie, and I feel like I know why as well. The whole Zendaya plot as well.
Oh, no, yeah. You just don't like
Come
Zendaya.
on,
You just
no,
don't like
but come on, they slapped in they created a whole storyline that
I think it was
didn't need to
necessary.
be in there, like
It was a love
because
story, innit?
they knew people would like to see Zendaya, and then it's like a nice scene as well, and it's like a heartbreak.
But let's talk.
Come on,
I had
bro.
Like a list here on characters. Seen you already mentioned Zendaya. What do you guys think about Zendaya's performance?
I feel
Dune Part 2.
it took away time. That could have been.
I'll be real, but I didn't care about performance in this.
Yeah,
I
it took.
didn't get that love story didn't. The thing is,
I didn't love it.
Thank you. That time that they wasted on that plot. Do you know what they could have done? They could have focused on the
I'm
guild.
with this one still. I'm with it. Yeah,
The guild.
I'm with him as well. I didn't care
Like-
about love story.
No, but with the time they used with it,
Because you know what? In the books, Paul loves Chani. Chani's the only thing, because Paul stops thinking like a human being early on. Because bear in mind, he's a mentat. Mentats are always they're kind of weird because we need to also remember this is set in the Butler hearing jihad in a time where you can't use computers. So that's why the world looks. It's a very important thing, you know.
The concept of doing
exactly.
They made robots and they don't use robots anymore. So it's like
robots were banned. They've all been banned.
So instead,
No
a lot
phones.
of these humans are like adapted from
Computers.
Human
Wait,
computers.
they banned nukes as well, but they still have nukes.
No, they didn't ban nukes.
They didn't ban
They
nukes.
didn't
Some
ban.
of them
They
ban
didn't
nukes.
ban warheads. They
Remember
ban
said
nukes. Family atomics.
Family
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
nukes.
I don't know.
They banned the making of new ones, I think, but not the. But same as the real world. But yeah, I was gonna say, What was I
You
talking
said
about?
Paul loves
Yeah.
Balande's character.
Paul's a mentat. Mentats are very logical. Like imagine like logical, harsh to the point. Yeah. But then in Paul's case, it's even worse because he's been and then they start from a young age as well. So they're human computers. And in that regard, you also got to find he's also a Quizzes Haderach. So he's a messed up kid. And then when he went to Iraq, the first movie was showing you the effects of even breathing in the spice, what it was doing to him. So the longer he stayed there, it was altering his senses. Paul wasn't meant to be a boy also. His mom messed up his genetic makeup because the sisterhood warned her explicitly. When you have kids of Duke Leto, it has to be a girl.
But
Duke Leto wasn't. No, Duke Leto spun her.
Duke spun her?
Yeah, Duke Leto was.
Because she said.
Duke Leto was very good in bed basically. And the Dune books get that. Because you see, this is why if you read the books, you get something. That's why I say Dune is very sexual. They say that it was for love. Duke Leto really wanted a son. But if you read the books, you know Duke Leto is very, very physically imposing. Like I was trying to tell you, he's tall, he's very good looking, attractive. And he does things to Jessica, like they describe how he touches her neck in a sensual way. And like, so, and around him, she melts. Like they have, he does things to that they're a very sensual couple, that they're very aligned physically, that they're very, when they're apart, they're two gangsters, but when they come together, they're their own. They break apart all their rules when they're together. Duke Leto will do shit that as an Atreides man you shouldn't do. She will do stuff that as a Bene Gesserit she wouldn't do, and that's what the Bene Gesserit hated. That when they came together, they fell in love. They had it was real love. They would do stupid things when they were together, and by the code, you are not supposed to produce. They told you straight up, genetic reasons, you can't produce a guy. And the minute she did that, and the Duke was like, I really, really want a guy, a boy, stuff like that. And you're also hearing that potentially this guy is not long for this world. Because the plan is that he's gonna go. Because she's been told apparently that the Atreides, they've grown too unruly, and someone has decided somewhere that they're finished. There's no hope for them. So she knows this, and she knows that this guy really wants to have a son, and she knows that he's not long for this world. And she really, really loves him. So you know she's gonna do what she broke code.
They said in the movie that the reason why she picked a son is because it's almost like it was narcissistic. Like she wants to be the bearer of. That's
the sisterhood reason. They're saying that because the sisterhood are very logical. They're thinking she must have done it. There's a reason why, because we told her not to do it. So the reason why but then she's saying that she did it for love. That's her reason that she loved the Duke. She did it for love. But then I feel like yes, she did it for love because she was also lost in the source. From the way that they describe the things, the Duke was spinning her, and then she was in love with the Duke, all that stuff. Paul was born, but Paul being a guy, it messed up the whole thing because he was a boy born a bit earlier in the genetic makeup, so it advanced shit a bit.
That's mad, you know. Imagine being someone that creates decades worth of bloodlines.
Exactly.
And for one gal just to. Because she's full in love.
The sisterhood hate Jessica.
Yeah, bro.
She's a villain in there. That's when my sister's villain, I say, because in the sisterhood's eyes, they hate her more than anyone else. She messed up their whole planning. So they were like, okay, cool. How do we manage this?
They adapted really well.
Yeah, and then when he went into Arrakis as well, they didn't think he'd be a Quizzes Haderach. And then the Gom Jabbar confirmed that he wasn't like. The Gom Jabbar confirmed that he was human.
Oh, yeah.
That he didn't Caladan. They confirmed that he was human, but then they didn't predict the Arrakis spice accelerating things.
Didn't they go there in advance to set up, just to start the?
Yeah, but they didn't think it would be him. It was too early. They thought that by the time they get ready to make the Quiz of Haderach, it was someone that they can control. That they can.
Oh, is that why there's some people that believe and some people that don't believe because it was done too early? If they had enough time.
No, that one I think that would have happened regardless. But in terms of like that, I'm just saying that like they definitely didn't plan for Paul. Paul came way too early. It messed up the whole.
That's what makes it a good story though. That's what makes it. That is the story. The story is how everything got fucked up, and that is what Dune is essentially.
Yeah, but Paul. I'm trying to say that like they should have gone into his mindset a bit more because that's more interesting than his romantic mindset.
Yeah.
Like go into his powers, how he's awakening and getting used to, like he can start to predict the guild movements above him in space.
This is just Hollywood following Hollywood tropes where they need to add romance into a film to keep people engaged. Personally, I don't like. But I understand the business side of it, of like,
and stuff like being able to sense the guild ships.
We can't be like this though. We can't just be like.
But you don't get the film if you don't get that.
I know, but I'm saying we can't be like this thing of like, just accepting the fact that this is just our industry of.
Because I still enjoyed the film.
Yeah.
Even though if I didn't like it, then I'll be trashing the romance.
Yeah, of course.
But because I enjoyed it still, then
romance is
because also the guild were also part of the war stuff in the books. Because I remember, I don't want to think, but he could sense the guild above them on the planet. That's how powerful Paul got.
Yeah.
He could sense them above them, and that's why when you're saying like, I know how to move between forwards. He was alluding that, you know how the guild moved through space? You know in the first movie they said they moved through space by finding where there's no rocks and stuff, and then they find the safest course through space, and then they just light speed, because you can only move linear in space, right? You can't. So they find the safest course and then they chart through it. That's why Paul was doing that thing. They're trying to say that Paul has basically got the powers of a guild navigator.
He doesn't look like a worm.
But you said I can see the safest course for and I can go.
That's powerful.
That's what they're trying to allude to, that like he's seeing what the guild can see. But why just show it to us? Show us the effects of like.
Yeah, they didn't show the guild. That kind of bothered me.
I'm trying to say like that. It would have been so cool for it to see what he's talking about, like to see the superhuman power of it, like he's seeing shit in space. You know how cool that would have been to visualize.
Yo, wait, we got fuck all space stuff, you know. We just got atmosphere stuff. We didn't get no space stuff.
That's what I'm saying. Remember I said from like, I hope they come off this freaking desert thing. Because I want to start seeing some spaceship.
I mean, yeah,
and that's why
2 planets.
That's why I thought the orgy was very important, because
Okay.
Do you know why? Because orgy's important. Because do you know in the other memories?
What orgy?
Because like the spice or the siege, because they didn't make the Fremen feel like real people.
Spice orgy sounds fire though.
They didn't make the Fremen feel like real people.
I don't know what you're talking about, but weird about spice orgy.
The Fremen are like real, like they didn't show Jarmus his wife. You know Jarmus, the guy that Paul kills?
Yeah, Jarmus.
He's got a wife. Mm-hmm. And he's got like you kill, and he's got a wife. And then that wife, she automatically is Paul's wife now. Because Paul killed Jarmus. It's part of the ritual thing. And it was a little awkward relationship thing where like, and then when she met Paul, like she was like, but like, I like you still. And then you can see Charlie getting a little bit jealous. Like, it's just like these little things that they took out completely. I think that would have been more dope than you focus because you got Zendaya. You want to make it look like Zendaya is Charlie. So like again, in the book,
what you're doing to me here. Look, this is what you're doing. You're turning Denis Villeneuve into a hollow guy for me.
Well, he is a Hollywood
guy that's kind of bending over.
He's a Hollywood.
Not for me.
Nah, but he is, because like if these are the reasons why he's doing these shitty storylines. Again, remember his past 2 movies.
No, I don't think it's shitty. I feel like he wanted to make it like he wanted to play more into the true love.
But he's bending over to was it Sony or he's just bending?
It's Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers. He's bending over to their wall. Like again, his past 2 movies, Blade Runner and this and Part 1, they both bombed. So he's like, shit, like I need to do what I need to do to make them happy, instead of saying, no, fuck yourself, I'm gonna make something that's really good.
But they would never let him do that though.
That's what I'm saying.
So we never regret it.
Like no one wouldn't do that.
But I feel like he just got a big actress to play Chani, and he had to do a bit more for Chani.
We're talking as if the film was dog shit. It
wasn't.
Still a good
I know,
film.
no. So many years, these guys are fucking talking. Fuck's sake, bro.
No, but you don't understand. Alright, cool. No, but let me explain why the spice oldies are important.
Huh?
Because it's so funny, because the reason my cousin wait, guys, okay, hear me out. Human beings, yeah? You eat, you sleep, you have sex. Like, let's be real. Sex, eating, shitting, sleeping. Basic of life, right? Yeah. Can you tell me that, like, I know there's some things we don't have to talk about in public, but sex is a big part of life, right?
Yeah.
And Dune is basically, Frank Herbert wrote Dune as like a thing to life, right? Like like sort of a lesson type stuff into life. And sex is part of that. So sex is a big part of Dune. Not just the thing, but the implications of sex. Like you know how they hinted at he's sexually vulnerable with Fade Ralpha. How he can be ruled by sex. And it's a key theme, men being controlled by their desires. That's how the Bene Gesserit get to be in high places and manipulate genetic genes. Because all these big rulers, they want to have a fancy Bene Gesserit next on their arm, like the Corino guy. They want all their kids to be genetic children. They want to have the best of everything with the Bene Gesserit offer. So that's how they manipulate the rulers, and then they end up in high places, and then they influence courts. All this side of it is missing, because guess what? The Bene Gesserit are also very sexual. How do you think they control these leaders? There's a page where Irulan talks about how she can make men bust quickly, and she's proud of it. and because there are things that there are muscles in her vagina that she can control. She says this.
Whoa.
This is how they talk.
That's
you see what I'm talking about?
crazy,
this level of peak, he couldn't give you because it's weird, and it's weird of me saying it. I had to tell you that. But it makes sense in the book because that's how they trap men.
Yeah.
That's how they trick men. That's why the rulers don't want a normal woman on this. That's why every king in the noble house, they got a Bene Gesserit woman advising them because they run the universe. That's what I'm trying to say. They use these tactics. They're very sexual. They control their body chemistry. They're trying to say they control if they want to have a boy or woman child.
The houses, their desires are money but the benches,
and don't forget security. They are the strongest. Duncan Idaho is the best male fighter around. Like he can fight a Sardaukar. Duncan Idaho is worth a Sardaukar is basically a superhuman warrior in the Dune universe. Okay. Duncan Idaho is worth 20 Sardaukar.
Fucking hell, man.
Sardaukar is like worth like one man, worth 10 men.
Oh wow.
And Duncan Idaho is worth 20 Sardaukars.
The math is
like that's why in the first movie in the book when they came to see Duncan Idaho's body, there was like 50 Sardaukar bodies around him.
Oh yeah.
So he was a legend. Duncan Idaho was a legend when he died.
Yeah, and in the movie
no one has seen that before.
6 men.
One Sardaukar normally kills 100 men, normal men. Yeah. But Duncan Idaho, there were Sardaukar bodies around his corpse. Is unheard of in the history. Just saying, shit like that in the books they glorify, but you don't get that in the movies.
Who's a better fighter, Duncan Idaho
or Gurney Halleck? Yeah. Exactly. See, in the book, they play on that shit.
Is it?
That's peak.
I'm reading this fucking book, bro. You see? I'm reading this book. What's the basic nail?
I can't even give you the answer because you need to read the book and then figure it out.
Nail?
Because they have both have the. I would say Gurney.
Shut up, man.
I would say Gurney, but Duncan is a better pilot. Okay. And they showed that in the first movie. You know he was escaping Yeah. See, they can't give you the full peak. They give you a bit.
But we are. Do you want to say we are gonna get a HBO TV series called The Sisterhood that focuses on.
I love that. It's called The Sisterhood.
It is part of HBO. Yeah. I mean, HBO is known for the nudity and sexual scenery. So,
Thank you. So you see what I mean?
What you want
exactly because sex is so important in Dune, and I keep ranting on about it because to get the full message, you have to get how people are controlled by sex, how people say no to sex makes them important characters. Because that's one big thing about Paul Atreides. Chani locked him in so early that whenever characters tried to manipulate him sexually, it wouldn't work. So whenever Irulan tried their things, Irulan is meant to be like, everyone looks at her like, okay, this girl, even the Bene Gesserit even said it, like even the Reverend Mothers themselves, they're like, this girl's sexy, but she kind of dumb. Like, that's the inside jokes about her. Like, Irulan, just stand there and look. Yeah, because Bene Gesserit are like ultra smart. Yeah. But like, they were like, we only trained you because your dad is the thing. Like, you're not even that deep in the genetic. Like, they laugh at her in the, like, even Atreides even tell her a secret in other books. They're like, they don't really like that. Just because the things do, they just trained you. But you never get like a, they even say like, you will never be a Reverend Mother. Is what they call a Bene Gesserit sister. Like, what distinguish your level? If you can, Thing's mom, Jessica, she became a Reverend Mother in Thing. Yeah. Like, only a few become Reverend Mothers because they can use the voice. Yeah. Irulan is not someone that will ever be able to use the voice. It's a different level of Bene Gesserit. Yeah. That's the one that the trade is. They have the.
Why can Paul use the voice?
Because he's a freak. He's a Haderach freak. Yeah. He can see the.
To do it.
Shit, we were talking a lot. I did have this. So the HBO series should be coming out sometime next year, I believe. So hopefully we get more of an extension of the Dune universe and get more stuff relating to the books. Going off of Dune Part 2, I do want to talk about some of the characters briefly. Obviously, we already spoke about Zendaya's performance on it. What are you guys' thoughts in terms of Austin Butler's performance in Dune Part 2? For myself, I have to say, after watching it the first time, I was like, this guy is amazing. He's dope. The second time watching him, like, you know what? He's one of those actors I might start following his films. If he's in something, I'm interested to see him because it seems like he's not only good at changing his voice, but his mannerisms, the way he walks around, like he actually becomes that very thing he wants to portray. And I really appreciate actors that do that. So he seems like someone that if he does another film, he's going to do something that's completely different than his last character.
Can I say something for Taste No as well? The reason why I want to say, I feel like he's one of the few that I can tell he read the book. Because you know what he was doing? No pause, but when he was walking, you see the way he was swaying when he walks? Yeah. He was walking a little sway way, and that's what I'm trying to tell you in the books. stuff like that, the way a character walks. They have half a page on shit like that. Because that's how
So it's a very detailed
that's why
book
sex is so important. Because if you're watching someone walk, then you go through like stuff like a whole sex would be important because
Oh, so this is Holy Star Wars.
exactly no, it's fun. Star Wars is toned down, dude.
It's like those porno parodies.
Yeah, because because that's why I'm saying Leto Atreides, yeah. People talk about how Leto Atreides walks. So when I was looking at Oscar Isaac, I was thinking,
You're not lame, though.
You're not Leto. Leto, someone he walks in the room, like even things more important. The thing, the whole she's even looking at him like, yeah, I'm hearing that. Like she's in the books. Jessica she moves jealous that he hasn't married her.
Oh yeah.
She moves like a little bitter girl that yes.
Yeah, because
she's like, why haven't you wifed me yet? Like that's Leto is a gallus. Like you don't understand. Leto is like. He steps into the meeting like, oh hell, like you're like Leto is the guy, and then you're meant to get a vibe that everyone wants Leto to be the new emperor. That's the vibe you're meant to get in the first movie. They're like charismatic, handsome.
Yeah.
Like everyone is like yo, this guy should be in charge, and everyone can say. And then the Korean guy even is like, yo, I raised you as my son, but you're getting too unruly now. Everyone is saying that like you're gonna be next in charge.
How do you do that?
I'm thinking about it.
Okay, yeah. But yeah. In short, Austin Butler, like, I feel like he.
Watch it, yeah.
No. He's read the books. He's done his homework on like character, powerful movements, and I was seeing it in like every movement that he was doing. He was portraying the power of Fade Ralpha. Yeah. The easy power of Fade Ralpha. It's untested power. Like you know how it's all a setup. Yeah. Paul is real power. Fade Ralpha is on show power. But I like that walk. It's all all meant to show.
Where he's swaying his hips.
Performance. It's a performance.
Great actor, man. I'm definitely.
I love that.
There's a film called The Vipers that's coming out later this year, June.
Yeah.
June.
Sorry. Another character I want to talk about, which
I want to talk about him.
Oh, sorry, go on.
No, that's what I want to talk about. He's one of those actors that he can perform with his voice.
Yeah.
He's a Jack Sparrow.
I'm actually interested in watching Elvis, even though I think the film might be trash.
Yeah.
I'm interested in watching just
definitely.
He did physically. He did his job.
Yeah, he's I don't know. I've seen him in 2 movies, Elvis and Once Upon a Time.
I do. Oh, sorry. Carry on.
No, yeah, I've seen him just those 2 movies, and this being the third one, so technically.
I was gonna say I do wish we got more of book Fade with him as well to show the duality of like because I feel like he could have carried that side as well.
You know what I hate? Yeah. So this is what I really hate about certain like film franchises when you introduce a character and kill him in the same movie.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I'm a fan of you dying in at least the second movie on a bare minimum.
We got him quite late in the film.
So it was bare late.
I thought he's gonna transition to the next one, but no.
Because so the characters like Dave Bautista's character, what's his name? What's Dave Bautista's character called?
Beast Reborn.
Yeah. So he was in for the first one, died in the second one. Oscar Isaac, his death served a purpose. It drives the plot forward. Yeah. David Smalchin, I mean, he was just a side character, but I really like him. His death did nothing. So if you die in the first movie and if you're a franchise, it must serve the plot. And if you don't die, then you can die in the second one. But if every time you have to serve the plot, your death must serve the plot in some way.
Story, yeah.
But are you seeing now why I can't view a movie now? You're seeing how you're seeing another problem. You're not spending enough time with the characters, because even Duncan should have been a character we spent probably 3 movies with before he died.
I didn't like that.
3 movies.
Yeah.
3 movies. We should have seen Duncan going to Arrakis, setting up camp in Arrakis, establishing with Javier Bardem's character Stilgar. Yeah. We should have. I'm saying it should have been the first movie called Dune Arrival. Yeah. That's my thoughts.
I think
so. Duncan Idaho, Dune Arrival.
It should have been.
And then you set up Paul Atreides like, my boy Paul is coming through, because Duncan and Paul got that relationship in the books where it's like they're bros. You could have built on so much.
I feel like he should have got treated like Game of Thrones. In terms of
or even if movies go super slow like Star Wars did, episode 1, it's a movie, but so like I said, Duncan Arrival, Dune Part 1 is Duncan and the Duke Leto making plans to set up security in Arrakis. Yeah. And then Part 2 will be them getting to Arrakis. And then Part 3 is them beginning to get attacked at the end by the thing.
But the
and
attack
then
was quite
movie
quick
4
in the first one.
But
is
the
them
thing with Star Wars is
the Duke being killed. So you spent 4 movies with the Duke. So then you built these characters. Because I'm telling you in the books, the Duke is in war meetings, this council. So and you're getting how he does politics. You're getting why this guy should be in charge. And then so it hurts more when he dies because that's why. So you have to have.
It wasn't clear why he was a threat.
Thank you.
The thing about Star Wars is when you make episode 6, you already got episode 9 locked in, whether it's good or not.
Yeah.
This one we didn't know if we were gonna get
We're in a
episode.
different time now.
Yeah.
These higher ups ain't risking it.
Thanks to Star Wars, isn't it? I would have liked the same way they're doing this new Harry Potter show where each season is a book. I would have really appreciated watching Dune as a show, as a HBO Max TV series, where it's like we get 8 episodes a season.
I think we need that.
Yeah,
I think we need that. We need Dune the way HBO is getting, like the way the Sisterhood. I feel like the Sisterhood, it should have just been Dune.
Yeah.
The Sisterhood should have been Dune.
Yeah, man.
And then season 1 should have been just Dune, but probably like 2 seasons because 1 season is not enough for the first book.
No, the first book, yeah.
The first book can be 3 seasons.
Easily, yeah.
I think so too.
Like
And
you can
so-
expand properly.
Wait,
Like-
are we? So the first book, is it in terms of adaptation? Does the first book end where this movie ends?
Yeah, no. Because yes, it does. But
Yes,
there are
of course.
things that they didn't include.
Yeah,
like,
of course, yeah.
can I?
No. I'm reading the book, please. I'm gonna read the book.
But then,
like,
I can't. That's what I say. It's a big thing that they took out.
yeah, no. But because as far as I'm aware,
I'm gonna spoil it for you, bro. I'm sorry.
no.
This guy's itching,
Bro,
man.
I'll swing, bro.
I'm sorry.
But
I
the
spoiled it
GT
for you.
Why? Why you have to spoil it? Why?
Because
Why?
we said spoiler.
No, for the book.
No, for the film.
For the film, not the book.
But it's not fair because you're rating the movie highly.
No, but
and then
I'm
they
gonna
missed out
read
a
the
big
book.
part that you're. So you're saying that like, alright, cool,
Bro,
like, so you're saying that the movie wasn't even that good of an
telling you,
adaptation, then, isn't it?
If you spoil it, I won't read the book. I'll be very fucking upset. Because then I don't get the experience of it. You already fucking read half of it.
You got a book reader now that wants to read the book and you want to ruin it for him.
What's wrong with you?
Spoil it for
I don't
him.
read books.
Because they missed out
No,
something.
bro, chill.
Shut up.
Chill. God damn.
I'm gonna put these headphones back around here, but there's a mic directly to his
You lot
mouth.
just hate us, fam.
We are reaching the 2 hour mark and I don't know if
Yeah,
you want to listen for 2 hours. But
lock
I do
off.
want to talk about 2 more characters and we can probably wrap up from there. There's one character that I personally did not like. Well, didn't like is the big word, but I wasn't.
Just nothing,
I didn't enjoy his performance.
His performance.
Who's that?
And that's Timothy Chalamet,
Woo!
the main character.
Tell me why.
He didn't do it for me, you know. Even though the whole film, the 2 films essentially is focused on him. Like I'm championing a lot Austin Butler's, but he was a stand-off performance for me, and I feel like Timothy Chalamet, the way he acts. I was watching it with my missus the first film, and after we watched the film, first thing she said to me is, "Oh, it kind of reminded me of Game of Thrones," and I gave her the whole, "This Game of Thrones was inspired by Dune," all that backstory, and then she said, and you talk about Timothy Chalamet, and he said, "Why is he whisper like that? Why does he talk with that whispering voice all the time?" And when she said that, he broke a glass on my head, like, this guy's why is he talking like this? And I don't know in the books where it would be nice to know if the books relate, if he does a good portrayal of the character in the book.
I think this version of Paul Atreides, how do I say it? I'll say it gives a Hollywood impression of Paul Atreides. The nuances aren't there.
Beginning of this episode, we established that this is Hollywood.
It's a Hollywood movie. That's why that's not that. When
you
you
would have liked though. Sorry to talk. What I would have liked, because I didn't see him as a man. I didn't see him as an adult.
he's a 14-year-old
He felt,
boy, so
I felt like a boy the whole time. So I would have liked this Harry Potter thing where we get, like, him as a person grows with the character. So when we reach the end of the first book, he's now in real life in his 30s or whatever. But he's acting like a 25-year-old. But like I didn't see him as in the book.
Did see him grow?
I think physically, Chalamet looked the part a bit. Like he wasn't bad, but
young in the face.
yeah, but
He looked too young for me.
in terms of what he portrayed, I feel like
He didn't do enough for me.
But then I don't think it was his fault. I think it was the script in general.
Could be, but I think I'm going off of the fact that he's championed so much as an actor in terms of his accolades. He gets a lot of like Oscars.
I've already spoke on already.
And because of that, watching his films, like, this is your film, but I'm looking at Austin Butler like way more than yourself. And
even like
other
Vladimir.
characters.
Even like Vladimir and
I love
Gurney.
Yeah, and like you're like least on my list. Like even when in part 1 we talked about characters.
Yeah.
Timothy Chalamet's character Paul
Yeah, it
was
wasn't
not really that high.
It wasn't
on
that high
my
for
top
me.
list. So I do question his performance in that. Not to say he ruined it for me, but it's just like something that I just wanted to highlight.
You're not that performance was not main character performance. It was
basically you're saying that he wasn't the leader, man.
No,
not
he didn't
for me.
lead.
Not
He
for
didn't
me.
lead
Not
the
for me.
movie.
Even though there were some cool moments, but
So are you trying to see how maybe if they narrated it and gave him more of an aura?
I fucking narration.
I mean, technically they did narrate, I guess.
No, because think about it. Because in the,
Florence
like
Pugh
you're
character.
meant to like you know that scene when he's like Bishop Brown was scared of him when like that scene was good. But like do you know how hard that scene would have looked if like you got more of the sense of Paul growing into his godhood more?
Yeah, no,
because
because he was avoiding it for so long, and like I believed you, like he was avoiding it. It's like he was. I'm not this Messiah that you think me. I am, and as an oldest member, I should believe the opposite. But I end up believing him being, you're not a Messiah, you're a drug man.
and also did you get the feeling that Jessica was superhuman?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like no, in terms of physically, like fighting wise.
Fight.
Jessica,
Physical
no.
ability? No, absolutely not.
And like, do you get a ability that Paul was superhuman?
No.
Or physically? That's what I'm trying to say. Like,
no.
yeah, because Paul is supposed to be physically borderline superhuman because he makes those. You know that when the first movie, whenever they just removed the needle to that Floyd cat-like movement. These are the nuances that, like, in the book that they say, like, the Bene Gesserit, it's called prana bindu. It's some weird thing. Like they can move quickly and breathe in over short distances. They can basically do superhuman speeds temporarily. They can augment their muscles.
Okay.
They change their body physiology so they can move quickly over a short period of time. And they do that in fights quickly. That's why they're like, when you see them standing next to the Korean king and stuff like that, they're not just there for advice, it's also security. But you don't know that. That's another key thing about them. So there's so much nuances to them. I'm thinking like, and that's how Paul beats Fade Ruther, because he's also a Bene Gesserit. He can do that quick movement thing.
Yeah.
So in the book, he didn't get juked in the chest?
No, in a book, in the book, the reason why in the book it was a hard fight was he fought a whole ass battle outside. Then he came inside.
He came to this one fresh.
Exactly. So he was tired in the book.
No, but this one he came in fresh.
So in the book, that's why in the book he was looking at it like, I can kill you easily, but just like I'm tired now. But like I will still skin you. Because the way he's saying, bro, we can do this. But he's like, I need to do this because he was like in the books he was doing a madness outside. He was fighting, and then also
they gave that to Zendaya instead.
They did. They fucking did the wankers. So that she's tired and he's good.
And there's more I want to say, but I don't spoil. But like, yeah. But yeah. I'm saying like, I feel like this movie, if you know, you know, basically. If you know, you know.
For fuck's sake, man. You actually did ruin it for me, you know.
You actually didn't ruin it for me. But I am interested in.
No, I like the movie, but like now,
the
you ruined in the sense of like, I see now what it could have become, and I'm not happy with it.
I don't think you would ever got that. So I'm happy for
as a show, though, I would like to. I want it as a show. Then
yeah, of course.
I feel like
I'm upset about.
There should have been a whole episode on how cool pilots are in Dune.
Oh yeah.
Because pilots are meant because you know Duke Leto wanted to be a pilot.
This guy's throwing money everywhere. Now how much fun that is. To show pilots.
Oh yeah.
Fuck, you know, bro.
Yeah.
Couple million.
There can be a show because like Duncan Idaho is a pilot. He's a cool. I'm saying the show Dune Arrival. Duncan Idaho was like coming to because he set pace on his own. You know what he done? He set pace on his own to Arrakis. You know.
So he
to go scout the Fremen.
He went by himself.
Duke Leto sent Duncan Idaho from Caladan to Arrakis. That's how much Duke Leto trusts Duncan Idaho, and that's how Duncan Idaho is feared in the galaxy. He's a famous warrior. He's a sword master.
That's what I'm kind of.
Duncan Idaho, in the whole galaxy, he's known as a sword. Like there's a school that he's from, and he's the only student alive. Like they're a famed swordman, and he's the master of that school.
Did not say that in the film, bro. But I knew.
Yeah.
I knew he was a sick character.
But you see what I'm saying about the whole.
So
like after this conversation, like now I'm like, oh, this is again. It's Star Wars again. I'm upset about how Star Wars could have been. But it's still a good movie. That's the thing. It's still a good movie. I still enjoyed it. But I enjoyed
Leto sending
like,
Duncan there. It's like a sign that like I've sent my sword to Arrakis to go scout. Like that sounds so fucking cool. And then when Duncan and then when he gets there and then they're like, did Duncan survive? Did he actually meet them? He's like, bro, of course he did. He brought Stilgar. And then Stilgar's like, your man is a good man. He's very competent. And then Duke Leto is like, oh, I know he is. And then here Duncan like, are you going back to him? Duncan's like, yeah, I'll do some more scouting. And he's like, oh, where's Paul? And then he's like, oh, Paul, what are you saying? And then Paul link up. Like that vibe you didn't get.
Yeah.
In the
thing is, I'm having flashbacks from the first one when obviously the attacks happened and the way he just easily got into a ship and just flew off. It felt like putting butter on toast, bro.
Yeah.
He did it so effortlessly. It's just like he went in, knocked these people out, boom, 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 jumped in. Okay, now I have to go this way. Fam, it was so
Smooth. And that flight scene.
And then like, bro, I need more of this. Then he dies.
Like Star Wars made you realize that Han Solo is a badass pilot.
Yeah.
Dune was meant to show you that like the original Han Solo is here. It's
And
him.
they end him off as well.
It's him. But then
It's crazy.
in the other books, Duncan gets his due. But you just are like, yeah.
Did you think I should watch the original movie? From the 80s, yeah.
Yeah.
You reckon?
But with, I don't know if it translates well.
Yeah, but I feel like you enjoy it more because it's different. They change it. It's not close to the books, but it's more close to the books than this movie was.
Where does that movie end?
It ends
it might give
after
you
the
a
war.
spoiler.
After the war, and it'll give you a spoiler
After
that
the
you,
war,
that you don't want to
yeah,
see.
After the
It'll give you a spoiler though.
yeah,
It'll give you a
yeah.
spoiler. If I read the book first, then because it'll give you a book spoiler.
Okay.
Because
Yo, I'm trying to avoid it. It's so scary, you know. Like I'm telling Type Wars, but I'm like, fucking no, man.
because I'm deep. It's a big spoiler. You know this one.
I don't know spoiler. I just know that Maz mentioned that she's seen the spoiler that watching the film. Because obviously the film touches on part 1, part 2, and I think it touches on Messiah. David Lynch's one, the original.
It does.
I think so.
Have you seen it?
Maz said something about there being a spoiler.
I remember seeing it, but because I know how that movie ends. It ends with there being rain on Arrakis.
Yeah.
That's fucking dumb.
Wait, wait, is that not part of the?
That's not part of the movie. Rain in Arrakis.
That's mad.
That happens in like 4 books down. That's not in the Dune that you know, fam.
Fair enough.
I don't like how they dropped the name of the planet, saying go back to its original name, Dune. Just dropped it so weirdly.
Oh yeah, you wanted to say something about Batista. You can do that quickly.
Yeah, it's just
You like his
I
performance?
just don't like him, man.
You don't like his book?
No, man.
You don't like him at all?
I don't like him. From what I've seen him, I don't like. He should be. He's just a joke character to me. He's just joke. He's just like. It's just jokey. It's just unserious. It's Drax.
Yeah, in fact, there was a little bit of Drax in.
And it's like, yeah, I get his purpose. His purpose is to do a thing, but he does it poorly so that we can get Fade, and Fade is now become like. In order for us to look at Fade like this, there must be someone else wanting to be like. Yeah, I get it, but Dave fucking Batista, bro. This is big DB, bro.
No, but that's the whole point. Beast Raban is imposed. The Beast Raban is basically he's gonna become the Baron. You know how the Baron is big. The Baron used to look like Beast Raban.
Oh, yeah.
The Baron used to be a massive, imposing fire.
And you got what?
And then he eventually turns. The Beast Raban is gonna turn into the Baron also because you know they live long.
That's it, but see, my problem is if your character is that, if your character is destined to become a bitch, don't go for that role, because you're doing the same shit again. But now, like you're.
But he don't even need to go as strong, and then he suits the role so well. I can't lie.
Any other wrestler, bro. Because,
I'm sorry. I disagree.
I don't like it. No, I don't like
disagree.
him.
You just don't like him.
I don't like him because. No, here's the thing. I don't like him in that role because he's playing the character that I'm familiar with him being, and I don't like it because it makes him look like a bitch, and he's a shitty character. And if you look at him, you should be much better. You should be a Cabin in the Woods. I ain't seen about.
I get you, but Beast Raban is a character that needs to be played. Someone go play Beast Raban.
No, I'm not saying change the character. I'm saying change the actor. But I like the fact that this guy, who's already seen this in this particular way, is now leaning into that thing that's dog shit. Pick any other wrestler. Get Triple H or some shit. I don't know. John Cena. I don't fucking care.
He has said in interviews that he wouldn't mind doing superhero stuff again, but playing more of a villain.
And then he'll be a bitch in that as
He
well.
also said he wants to do rom-coms, but obviously his body type, the way he looks, he's gonna get casted in some stuff like this. So I'm not mad at it.
I would have liked him as.
Like he does a good job.
But I would have liked him as Duncan Idaho.
He can never be. Duncan Idaho's meant to be handsome.
Huh?
Oh shit.
Whoa.
But
it's true.
That's the whole point. That's the whole point of Duncan Idaho. Like even Jessica looks at him sideways sometimes. Like
not in the sense of like the character of Duncan Idaho, in the sense of like what he looks like, more so in the sense of like his actual character in his repertoire. That's what I want Dave Bautista to be more like, because he looks like that person to have a mad, like his character should be someone that.
He can't carry a movie. Let's be realistic.
I don't want him to carry a movie.
What more do you want from him?
I want to carry a reputation that actually holds weight. I want his characters to.
You're moving kind of very specific. Like, what do you want from Dave Bautista as an actor? Like, what role is this? What role are you describing out there for this man?
If you look at him, he looks like someone that has
charisma.
I'll give you a great example. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. When we first see him in the prison, he's built to be this guy that has a mad reputation of killing everyone and killing his way up to Thanos and
Yeah, but he's not.
But he's not that shit.
Do you know why? Because Dave Bautista can't play evil.
That's what I'm saying.
You can't. You
So
can't.
I need.
You can't look evil.
Like
He looks too obviously evil to be his done ones. You can't.
No, I'm saying. No, I don't care if he's killing for good.
Because I've seen a movie where he tried to do what you're trying to say. It was a Bond movie. They tried to let him do the character, and it failed. He low-key made the movie worse. There was one henchman in John Wick that even did it better. You know, John Wick has a random guy that John Wick can't kill for some reason. There's always a guy that John Wick can't kill. Dave Bautista, even in that scene, it wouldn't, because that's the highlight of what Dave Bautista can do.
So my comment is not necessarily, you pick better roles. It's do fucking better, because you keep playing these same guys. And every time you play these guys, you're a bitch. And it pisses me off. Because you can be better. You should be better.
But that role he did in Blade Runner was really dope. He was nuanced in that.
As well.
What? He walked in, he bowled some pasta, he had a conversation, you got fucking
But how long?
Ryan Gosling, is that it?
So you want him to carry a show? That means you want him to carry a movie?
No, you're not carrying a movie. I want you to last longer than 20 minutes and being good. I want you to be good longer than 20 minutes of the movie.
You want to be more of a supporting role.
I don't care if it's a supporting lead. I don't give a shit. My thing is that what he did in Blade Runner, he was only able to do it for the first.
I'm sorry,
minutes.
man.
After that, you can't hold.
It would have to be a very specific kind of movie, and even then, he's very distracting as an actor. So for him to be in a scene, he takes you out of a scene too much. So are you making a movie just for Dave Bautista, or are you
knocking a cabin door? He was good in that.
But he takes you out of scenes. He's very like you see him, you know it's Dave Bautista. That's why people don't want to cast him, because he takes you out of the movie element a bit too much.
I still wanted to look at him as a bitch because he looks like someone that shouldn't be looked at as a
You
bitch. But he
don't like him.
He kissed the next man's foot. He lifts his foot.
Because Harkonnens are sadistic.
Yeah, I know, but he kissed his foot.
Fucks, yeah, and they're very sadistic and twisted sexually also.
He's a bitch. I just thought.
That's
just the rules of your family.
Trust.
Just fucking
everyone get.
Just do it. You got demoted.
That's demoted, bro.
Demoted.
Physically and
And also, they should have hinted that those slaves that they keep killing, they're probably just clones. They're just slaves. They need to hint that. They need to hint that. They need to hint that because in the Dune universe, there's another race of humans that create genetic clones for people all about. So that's why they're so cruel to them and stuff like that. They need to hint that. It makes the cruelty more worse because you're thinking like that's even more fucked up. Like in a sense, because I know that like it's not comical violence. It's like you can create someone and then treat them like that.
The way they kill them is like man's not even looking at him. Slice his blade.
I'm telling you, like letting us know that the clones makes it worse. That like you go out your way to have people
just
as toys.
Oh, by the way, I don't like Dave Bautista's scream. He has a shitty scream.
Okay, bro.
He has a bad scream. He has a bad scream. And a bad scream is it says that your character is shit as well. But that's my take on his character.
Well, we've almost hit the 2 hour mark. A 2 hour pod talking about Dune Part 1 and Part 2. I'll probably just wrap up just saying I enjoy it. I'm looking forward to Messiah. I'm also looking forward to the TV series. I do hope they expand more on the TV series. Yeah. Like Max said.
Some siege orgies, man. We need to see some siege orgies, man.
So that's quite a lot. But yeah, that's our Dune episode. Do let us know what you think about Dune Part 1 and Part 2 and what your thoughts going forward on it as well. But you've got myself, Junior, Guardman Junes. We've got Aladdin, Type Gene Bandit in the building. And we've got the return of the Mac.
Always.
Until next time, peace.
Shabba-dabba-ding-dong.